Good morning, everyone. Appreciate each and every single last one of you tuning in today. Let me go ahead and do a little quick. The voice is quick. We're live. Pin is linked. Everyone out here having a good day. Hopefully, Wednesday, tomorrow's game day. I see you guys in the chat, Billy, as you guys can see from the title today. Buffalo Bills have two key defenders out Thursday night. Give you guys the names. You guys should know them by now. Matt Milano, middle linebacker, and defensive tackle Ed Oliver. Is Tua about to pick them apart and win? That's the reality here. We right now are in a situation, and shout out to the chat. Let me go ahead and Cap for Life. Shout out to Cap for Life. Hopefully you come through with a Cap report. We love to hear those reports going around, swimming around the Dolphins airwaves, everybody live, every other Dolphin content creator live. Shout out to those guys. Billy Batson, to a side, to a side, to a side. Wow. Oliver and Milano being out will not change the outcome of the game. You know what? I'm glad you said that because to be quite honest with you, I don't like and you know what? Kurt Warner, Kurt Warner dropped the film study out. People go out there watch the Dolphins film study. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but to a side, here's the thing. Here is the thing. Shout out to Dolphinier. Here's the main issue right now. Buffalo having two key defenders out. Could Tua pick them apart? It shouldn't even be a question. That shouldn't even be a question. Shout out to California. I see you. That shouldn't even be a question if Tua should be able to pick them apart. We should be able to be in control. Like the film don't lie. The eye in the sky don't lie. And that's why now everyone going at Mike McDaniel, all the platforms, is really starting to make me have to defend Mike McDaniel. I like Mike McDaniel. It's not his fault the offense isn't churning up yardage. It's not. The film, the missed throws, the guys open, everyone knows it. Look at the players that just recently came out. Jalen Waddle. Waddle came out, said the issues are execution, it's on the players. Chop Robinson came out. He also said it's not the coaches, it's not McDaniel on the field, it's the players making those mistakes. Patrick Paul said it's not the coach has them ready. It's them. It's the players that are messing up. And it kind of sucks because when you watch the film, the players are taking accountability for Tua's miscues. That's really what's going on if you guys can't wake up and see the reality of it. That's the true reality. They're taking up for Tua's blame, and Mike McDaniel is being attacked. It's not Tua. And that is not what I really don't like. I don't like it at all. So when it comes to this game, Tua side, listen, bro, this has more to do about Tua than anyone else Thursday night. And I'm going to explain to all of you why. Tua has the opportunity to go out there and pick apart a Buffalo defense that actually played well one game versus the Jets. They allowed 40 versus the Ravens. Zay Flowers went off on them. Zay Flowers is Waddle. Waddle should be able to go out there and put up 170, or at least Tyreek, especially missing key players on defense. And I'm not saying that should go for a win, but we're going to find out. We will find out if this team is behind Tua or not. I know what I'm telling you guys. We will find out Thursday night if they are believers of Tua or not. If they can keep up and at least lose by a touchdown, they lose by a touchdown. That's still a loss. But if Bills come and put up 30 in the first half, Tua and McDaniel should have 23 in the first half. It was that field goal or those two field goals you had to kick that didn't convert it to touchdown is the reason why you're not beating Buffalo by half. But if Buffalo puts 10 in the first half, and we've had 3 drives, we can't settle for field goals. If Buffalo settles for field goals, we got to be more aggressive and take advantage of their key defenders. McDaniel is dialing up things that have players open. Kurt Warner called it out. Things that are normal in this offense where Tua used to strike at normally, he's not hitting them. He's quite frankly just not hitting them where he used to hit them. If he comes out Thursday night on fire, starts hitting them again, picks the Buffalo Bills defense apart, and we have a good game. The ending of the game, like, you know what? I'll say it. The Patriots game was really a good game. It was to the wire. It was out there. Tua had 2 chances to come back and win. Everyone wants to blame Devon A-Chain. It's not A-Chain's fault. He stepped out of bounds. He was hugging the sideline. He had to make a cut to cut back in. Unfortunately, he had a decision to make. Either run out of bounds and save time or try to churn up as much yardage as he can. And he scored, but he stepped out of bounds. It's part of the game. It's a game of inches. Therefore, these guys had an opportunity 2 times, and it was great. It was great to see. It was great to have that expectation of a win. It was great to feel like you were about to win, and they folded. And it's cool. But now you have another opportunity in prime time when the whole world is going to be watching. I don't think Tua could afford to go in at halftime with a blunder. I don't think Tua could afford to go into halftime losing the way the Bills were beating the Jets at halftime. If this offense is not producing points versus a banged up, weak defense in Buffalo right now, I'm sorry. It's evident. The film is going to still show more than likely Waddle is going to be open. Waddle was here for a touchdown. Tua stepped to the right, made the wrong step, took the sack. This game right here, Thursday night, the world is going to know if the team is really behind Tua, if the team, the players truly believe in Tua. That's what this game is going to show. The opportunity is there. I think Tua has a first half. If for some odd reason Josh Allen wants to take a nosedive into the turnover page, oh my God. Can you guys imagine? Josh Allen, Thursday night prime time, the lights are bright. Josh Allen is having a bad game. Weaver is looking like a mad scientist on defense, causing Josh Allen to turn the ball over 2, 3 times. Imagine that. Imagine Weaver wakes up the defense and has Josh Allen fumbling, sack, pick, and our offense is holding us back. What if we do go into halftime? Buffalo with 7 points, 1 touchdown scored off a lucky James Cook broken tackle, took it to the house for 54 yards. What if we shut Bills offense down Sunday and that nose truly does affect Josh Allen? The visor truly does affect Josh Allen. It will look worse if our offense goes into halftime 7-3. We have the same amount of turnovers Josh Allen has, but yet their defense is the defense missing key pieces on defense. I don't know what else to do. At this point, at this point, we have to play shootout offense. And if it's not a shootout, this offense needs to continue striking. And I'm not asking for a touchdown. Go down and score a field goal, Riley Patterson. Put him in position for a 53-yarder. Put him out there. Put him out there. Shootout time. Tua better not start slow. Shout out to Only the Real Survive Kenna in the chat. Shootout time. There's nothing better right now than expecting Thursday night to be a shootout. That's exactly what should be going on right now. That's exactly what all major platforms that are hammering down right now on Mike McDaniel, which they're all loud and wrong, which they're all loud and wrong. Pay attention, HO. A lot of these guys, these Tuaneers, a lot of these guys that caped up for Tua, propped them up very loud and proud. Now they have to move the goalposts and move other and call out other things. They might be a little bit harder on Tua now, but the cold hard facts still remain. They want to skip past Tua and just blame the coach when the film don't lie. Coach has Waddle open. Coach has Julian Hill on fourth down off a block and release wide open. Tua missed that tight end, Julian Hill. Tua was the one that missed him, not Mike McDaniel. He dialed it up like it should be. Protect the quarterback. If it breaks down, leak out. Tua should be able to find you. You're the safety blanket. You did it on 4th and 11 versus week 1, the Colts. That was your only touchdown. On 4th and 11 from the goal line, you checked it down, Tua. And you failed to do that week 2 versus the Patriots. You completely missed them. Which on film shows Julian Hill gets 10 yards and a first down right there. I love it, man. Billy Batson, I feel it coming Thursday night, bro. Billy Batson, I feel it coming Thursday night, bro. I can't even lie. That's why that stream had that thumbnail yesterday on that live. I can't lie. Obviously, I don't see Tua dying, but it's just a title. It's a title based on what he said. He's willing to die on the field. I don't want to see Tua die on the field, but he's the one that said he's risking his life to die on that field. And I'm sitting back worried, concerned, like if I'm his neighbor or his friend. I'm just a fan of this team, and I don't want to see the quarterback croak up, lay down, and sizzle out on the field. I don't want to watch it, especially a hard-headed guy, boneheaded guy, a clueless guy that doesn't, you know what he is? He's that guy with the Porsche that doesn't have the spare tire, that has the availability to have a, a air spare tire, which they come flat. You have the ability to get that flat tire, but you don't get it. So you take that long trip with a bald tire. You're gonna get a flat. You don't have a spare. Tua, you should have had the spare. The spare is the Guardian cap. You're hard-headed, bro. Tylenol isn't gonna fix this headache. You think it gets easier because Ed Oliver is out on that defensive line? You think it gets easier because Matt Milano is missing out of that game? What's easy is to stop Tua's 1-2 punch. That's all he has. He's a 1-2 punch guy. First read, second option. And they're always right next to each other. And like Kurt Warner pointed out, if he doesn't have the footwork to make the throw, he's not going to throw. So he's just not a quarterback that's going to throw with bad footwork and throw it there to a spot, trust his arm. We need a quarterback that can throw off one leg, like the name that you can see on the screen, Billy Batson, the name that I've been saying. You know what? These guys were talking college quarterback. I was so happy I got busy. Shout out to the guys that kept the stream going yesterday. Appreciate all of you guys. You guys did that. But check this out. These college quarterbacks, I don't want to hear them right now. These college quarterbacks, I told them, you could talk about them, but Pete's not listening. Pete's not paying attention to any of it. It's going in one ear and out the other. I brought up Taylor Green's name. Yeah, he has physical attributes. He looks big and nice. Cool. I want to know what these college quarterbacks are going to do in the playoffs. I want to know what these college quarterbacks are going to do when the lights are bright. Matter of fact, I want to know what these college quarterbacks are going to be like when they do lose a game. You see, they get clowned on. Oh, Alabama lost, they trash. Florida lost, they trash. All these Texas lost. Archie Manning is trash. Yeah, these teams are trash. But it's the bounce back. It's how they come back. It's not easy. You can't go undefeated. especially now with players transferring out. It's almost like NFL free agency. College is a different story. Who's going to stand out when it matters most? That's the reality. At the end of season, you got a full season to build that trust, to build that. It's a full season of straight up playing live football, and it's all practice all year long. You're changing it up. You're doing what you do best as a group. You're finding out your strength, finding out your weakness. And when the game is on the line, use your strength and try to find a way to win. Shout out to you guys in the chat. The Ghost One pulling up. He said, I'm sorry, Pete. This is a game. We may see Zach Wilson in the third. Bro, you guys are getting me hyped up. You see, like a lot of people are waiting for the draft to get hyped up for their team. I'm sorry. I feel like we got our draft pick right here. The name is on the screen. It's Zach Wilson. Jets didn't have a clue. Jets never figured it out. Jets have proven the last 2 years, the last 2, 3 years, they don't have a clue on what to do with good quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers. Now you go with Zach Wilson. Then you go with Sam Darnold. Geno Smith had a blunder, bunch of turnovers, but you see his offensive line. I don't hear anybody crying. You hear any Raiders fans crying? We got a bad offensive line. No. They have trust in Geno Smith to buy time, extend it, do what you got to do. And sometimes it's not going to be pretty when you got to play off script football a ton. It's not always going to be pretty. I told y'all week 1, those Geno Smith throws versus the Patriots were crazy. They were crazy. I told y'all this after I watched the Patriots and Raiders game. I said, bro, the Raiders won because of Geno. The man was harassed, pressured all over, buying time, making miraculous throws downfield, 15, 25-yard throws. He didn't get so lucky week 2. He didn't get so lucky week 2. Week 3, he might have a week 1 performance. Week 3, he might have a week 2 performance. Geno Smith is probably entering that journeyman Ryan Fitzpatrick stage. You're going to have 4 touchdowns, 2 turnovers. And you're going to win games you probably weren't supposed to win. And you might lose games you probably were supposed to win. The Raiders are an up and down. They're an exciting team to watch because of Geno Smith right now. Shout out to Geno Smith. He's making the Raiders play at least exciting football to watch. I'll take Geno's. I'm not even lying to y'all. Geno Smith. Wow, bro. I want Geno in Miami, guys. I want Geno in Miami. He's homegrown. He is homegrown. I will take Geno right now over Tua. I will take Geno right now over Tua. Zach Wilson is coming in the third quarter, guys. Zach Wilson is coming in the third quarter. And truth be told, these guys could be banged up. Ed Oliver, they could be a little banged up. Matt Milano, they probably are. But I do truly understand how coaching works. And Sean McDermott is probably saying, hey guys, my 2 guys injured last year, I don't need you tonight. I'm going to rest you 2 guys. This is a coach's decision. I'm going to rest you 2 guys because we're not going to really need you to beat up on Tua and the Dolphins. But where Sean McDermott failed to realize is that Mike McDaniel is tired. He's probably doesn't have hair on his head anymore from pulling his hair off his head. I think he's tired of pulling his own hair. Ghost One, I do believe we're going to see Zach. Ghost One, I do believe Tua is going to have an embarrassing performance like Justin Field had. Shout out to Liz. I do see it. Tua is going to come out Thursday night and have a blunder, a three turnover first quarter, first half. Sack can't move the ball. That's without Ed Oliver and Matt Milano. I'm sorry. I think that meeting, and I forgot who said it. I think it was Cap that reported it, Cap for Life, that brought it up. He said, someone mentioned on their platform, I think it was Joe Rose, Bo Camper, or some insider. I forgot who, and I could be wrong. Maybe it wasn't Cap for Life, but they mentioned that they brought up on the panel that that meeting was about Tua. They literally made that meeting about Tua, like some of us predicted, like some of us said the meeting was about. I told y'all, in that meeting, people are going to let out their truth. In that meeting, people are going to go out and speak their minds. They've never had that opportunity like that, the way to lash out with this much pressure on the line. Yeah, they've had meetings before, like Chris Perkins pulled off late in the season. Let's rally the guys up. Let's get the injured players back up. That's all that they reported, really. All the penalties, being late to meetings. Now it felt more like a shift. Now it feels more like a top flight backup plan. Now it feels more like the locker room sees the top flight backups in practice. Now the locker room feels a sense of urgency sitting and losing to the Colts. They didn't expect that. Now they're broken. Now they want to put the blame. Notice how players are taking accountability. Notice how the players like Waddle, Patrick Paul, Chop Robinson, and many others are blaming themselves. Guys can sit here and say, "Oh, it's not McDaniel." Y'all can sit here and say it's the players defending McDaniel. What are they supposed to do? No, the players are spot on, but the players are holding themselves accountable when a lot on film, it's really guys are open. They're just not going to throw the quarterback under the bus like that. It's not a good look. It's not a good look on their part, and it's not it's like a loser's look. Not too many people want to be looked at as Tua haters out here. They're afraid to be this way. Especially, you know how hard it is to work for the organization and have to call it out? It's easier to take accountability and put the blame on yourself when you know when it's time to cut ties, you figured out who they're going to cut ties with. Joe Kerr, shout out to you for bringing that up. I told y'all, it's another day closer to death. Mike McDaniel's quote. And I told y'all when he said that, this is a coach that feels like the handcuffs are off of him. Mike McDaniel now in entering this season now feels like, wow, finally I got a top flight backup plan. Finally, I get to choose a guy that I wanted to choose that I scouted. Finally, I don't have all this weight over my shoulders that I have to prove to these guys that Tua is the guy. Oh, I'm finally, he has a pass. He found a pass with Tua's injuries. So now he gets to sit here and show the world who Mike McDaniel really is. So that whole he's one day closer to death quote was more about him getting that dead weight off his shoulder, which is Tua. That was the feeling I had. People thought it was crazy at the time. I'm sorry, Joe, it was not. It was not. This is a coach with a lot of pressure. Now sitting at 0-2, going into half at Buffalo like Bills had Jets. Tua's not coming back out. Tua is not coming back out. Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins probably have a chance to shock the world tomorrow night with Zach Wilson. And I hope Weaver wakes up. Y'all saw y'all saw Travis Winfield's 3 keys to winning versus the Bills? One of his keys to the win were win the turnover battle. Weaver, you better figure it out. Weaver better win that turnover battle. Weaver got to make Josh Allen bleed out of his nose some more. It's already tender. It's already tender. Who's going to be that guy that gets Josh Allen's blood to bleed again? Who's going to be that guy? CRR. Shout out to CRR calling it out. First drive, screen, 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 punt. Second drive, screen, screen, concussion, retirement. Kiss of death right there on the screen. Kiss of death right there on the screen. And you know what's going to happen, CRR? If he gets a concussion, I'm immediately going live. And I'm going to sit here and tell everybody, don't feel bad. Don't cry. Matter of fact, I'm going to go live and I'm going to drop the link and it's going to be a very long moment of silence. Then I'm going to allow everyone to talk. And then after they all talk, I'm going to sit here and mute everybody and say, don't cry now. Don't feel bad now. This is the guy that told y'all he was willing to die on that field. And the same guy that told y'all he's not going to wear a Guardian cap. This is a stunt driver that's hitting a ramp with a dirt bike with the wheels on fire, hitting it at 75 miles an hour, and yet doesn't wear any protection. Tua's a stunt driver. It's Tua Stuntman. That's his name. Tua Stuntman. Thursday night, a good night to die is wild. I don't know where that came from. What a quagmire the team is in if they truly care for Tua. Thank you, Octane Genius.
Well,
That's what
Octane,
Thursday night. Go ahead, Liz. Shout out to Liz. This is what
um,
Thursday night is all about. I'm telling you guys. I promise you guys.
Octane,
It's
the team does care for Tua, and they have been telling him to retire. So,
exactly,
I mean, if he doesn't, then that's on him.
exactly. Plenty of players have told him to retire, recommended him to retire. Even some players like Tyreek Hill.
I'm pretty sure
And
McDaniels too.
and you know what? The quagmire the team is in is exactly what I was just saying earlier. So Octane is probably in cahoots with what I was pretty much believing. There's no there's no excuse. Oh, the offensive line is hurt. Well, so is the Bills' defensive line, Liz. Our running game is not working where their best tackler is out. If Tua doesn't go out there Thursday night, the
I
Bills
got a
have a
question for y'all.
high-powered offense. One second, Manny Madness. I'm glad you brought the madness. Tua came
Mm-hmm.
out, couldn't take advantage, couldn't take advantage of Xavier Howard. Before week 1, we had fans saying we were going to blow out the Colts. It's in a dome. They have the worst secondary. It was the worst performance we've ever seen from Tua. He
So I got a
clearly
question
couldn't take
for y'all.
advantage of a weak secondary. Now, week 2, we have a meeting. He checks it down all game, and it works. The check down game came with a few chunk plays that looked like prayer throws that connected. They were prayer throws. He threw them up with his eyes closed, and they connected. That's what it looked like to me. Good job. You gave him a shot on 3rd and 13. It was short, still connected. Good job, Tua. You still get credit for that because you let that ball float like a rainbow. But this Thursday night, no excuses. If we're 23-3 at halftime, do you guys really think Tua's coming out? 4 sacks, punt, pick,
I mean, you
no
guys are getting really
points.
far away from the point that I just want to clarify one thing, right? Because you guys made a really bold statement, and maybe I don't remember, but can you guys remind me of who who called for Tua to retire?
Tyreek
Where
Hill,
are you guys get? He said
He
that? Where?
said
No, you got to tell.
he
Tyreek said, I think Tua should retire.
after the go, and I'll tell you the timeline.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
After the Bengals concussion, go listen to the locker room post game after that, and you'll hear some of them. And after that week, after the Christmas
I'm going.
concussion, go listen to the coaches.
They
Go
said,
listen to other players, not even only on the Dolphins. Everyone after the Green Bay one recommended Tua should retire, and even some of our own players, okay, that are in the
our
building.
players, our player. I'm
Even
more
some
concerned
of
with
ours,
our players.
even some of
So
ours
I'm gonna look
recommended
into, I'm
Tua
gonna
to
look into
retire.
that. I'll
Yes,
look into that.
the Bills are
But
going
you're
to send
saying
water
yes
into
for
retirement.
sure. It wasn't reported that their players were saying that. The players came out and said that, right? Or was it
1000%.
reported that? Okay,
1000%. You see their faces on it.
that
Pete, Jersey Dolphin, shout out to Jersey.
no.
He
Okay,
said,
okay.
Pete, I don't know why, but my gut's telling me we winning tomorrow night. I'm with you, Jersey. I thought we were going to beat the Patriots with Zach Wilson coming out at halftime. And that same feeling
Hey,
hasn't left. That same
you know
feeling
what's a
is
good?
still in me. I was wrong on the week, but I feel like I'm going to be right this week. And if I'm wrong on
So
this week, I feel like a 0-3 Dolphins are going to face Monday night
here,
versus a 0-3 Jets team. And I feel like
you want
Zach
to hear this
Wilson is
stat?
going to be on a revenge tour. And we're going to
You want
go
to
to
hear this
one and
stat that
three
you know?
versus the Jets on Monday night. I can't wait. It's coming. I know it's coming. And it's going to happen this week or next week. I'm really confident on that.
Here, you wanna hear this, Pete?
The wins are going to, and
So
you know what I feel really good about, Manny? The wins are
what?
going to finally stack up, bro.
But hear me
Once
out,
we
Pete.
get
Hear me
Zach,
out.
I feel like the wins are going to stack
Why
up
Zach? Why
versus
Zach? Hear me
Jets.
out, Pete.
Because we're gonna beat
Pete,
the Jets. We're
17.
1-3. We're gonna beat the
Here, Pete.
Panthers. We're 2 and
Pete,
3. We're gonna
17,
feel good at 2
17.
and 3 with a new
Pete,
quarterback and Mike McDaniel's swagger back.
opposing teams have had 17 drives against us. Do you know how many out of 17 drives, how many stops we got? Out of 17 drives, that means the offense on the other team had the ball 17 times. Do you want to know how
Manny,
many
you
times they
want me
scored?
to Manny,
You want to
Manny,
know how
let
many
me tell
times
you.
they
No,
scored?
no,
How many
Manny,
times they scored, Pete? 15
15.
times out of
15.
50.
I
Yep,
know.
15 out of 17, Pete.
I know. I know what's going on. But let me tell
Okay.
you something. Some of us have predicted that Weaver wasn't gonna be good. Here's another thing some of us predicted. The team is being held back now where it's affecting the defense with Tua. Once Tua's out of the lineup, we got a new pitcher in town. Once we get the new
Exactly.
pitcher, it's the reset has begun.
Yeah, but that's
The
the same old
reset has
song and dance,
begun.
Pete. We
The
did that
reset
last
has
year.
begun.
We did
The
that
reset,
last year.
it's going to be a reset after halftime, my guy.
We went
Week
through the
3,
carousel of
but
quarterbacks
tomorrow
last year.
night,
Pete,
our reset begins. Tomorrow
last year we
night,
saw
our
5
rebuild
quarterbacks
and
play, Pete.
reset begins. I'm getting goosebumps.
We
I'm
saw
getting
5 quarterbacks
goosebumps.
last year, Pete. 5 quarterbacks last year, Pete.
It's coming, bro.
I hear
Tomorrow
you. I
night
hope so.
or
I hope
Monday
so.
night, the rebuild or the reset begins.
If we would have
Tomorrow,
put in, sorry, if we would have put in Wilson on the second half of the last game, we would have won.
I don't know. We just needed one stop. All we needed was one stop.
wow,
Just
Liz.
make
Yeah,
them
we
not
couldn't do
score
it with
one time.
Tua.
Liz, you
I don't. What
made
do you
the
mean?
hairs
Tua
on the back of my spine pop
was
up.
not on the
You are
defense, bro.
spot on.
We just
We
needed
would have
one
beat the
more.
Patriots. I haven't heard not one person say that. Not one fan hasn't clicked that link and said what Liz just finished saying right now on that mic.
What'd she say? What'd she say?
We are 0-2 because of Mike. I'm mad at Mike McDaniel right now. He's
Oh
another
yeah.
stubborn, hard-headed. He is on it. This is a Mike. We should be 1-1 right now.
We
Zach should
should
have
be.
came back for us on that final drive, Liz.
We
On
should be
that
2 and
final
0.
drive with one, Tua should have got benched when he failed with the 2 minutes and just above 2 minutes and 2 timeouts. Let's be
Nah.
honest. With that 1 minute and 9 second left, you're not trusting Tua to throw a Hail Mary for 70 yards. You're
They've
not
never been
trusting
able
Tua
to
to
do
throw
it.
a Hail Mary. So if we
And you
would have
think
found
Zach Wilson could do it?
our situation on 4th down to throw a Hail Mary for 69 yards, y'all don't think Zach Wilson would have came in and Mike McDaniel would have trotted him out? Bro, Liz.
I don't think Zach Wilson could throw 70 yards either.
You don't think that?
I don't. Well, you don't think if he you don't think if he could, he would have been there?
The man did it at the combine coming out of college. His arm is stronger now.
Would you at the combine when there's no pressure, when there's nothing going on? I don't care about combine numbers.
Never pressure.
I don't care about combine. I don't care.
They dropped
there was pressure. They didn't drop back everybody. Our line is constantly getting pressured when there's only 3 or 4 rushers. Our team could never get pressure when there's 3 or 4 rushers.
Manny, but what you're
we
lacking
always
to
gotta make
understand is this is not just about his throwing arm. This is about his being able to move around and
all about the
move
last
out of
play
the
of the game.
pocket and
You're
run.
right. All the other plays in the game don't matter. It's all about that last play in the game.
Why didn't we bench Tua, man? We could have been 1-1 right now.
You want to hear another truth?
Whole game.
You want to know another truth? We could have taken Tua out of the Colts game, and we would have won that one too.
But we have to score 50 points in every game to win. You think Zach Wilson has never scored 50 points? Has Zach Wilson ever scored 50 points in his career?
It's not just about Wilson though. It's the whole
hear me out.
team.
Okay, so but you're talking about just Tua. You're talking about benching Tua. So if you bring Zach Wilson in, can Zach Wilson score 50 points? Has he ever? Because that's what this offense needs to do: is score 50 points. Because our defense can't stop a fly. They've scored 15 out of 17 times. You're missing the point by not being concerned about the defense. By thinking all we need is a new quarterback and we're going to go to the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. We need more than just a quarterback.
Yes,
right now.
And I understand that. But do you think that the other teammates would do a better job without worrying about Tua all the time?
Absolutely not, because you shouldn't be worried about nothing else but besides what your task is right now. If you're thinking about other players, that's why we're losing.
Because of Tua.
Well, so it's Tua's fault that as a man, you can't focus on your own job and you're focused on another man? Thank you. Your silence is real loud right now. You should never be focused. You should never be focused on another man. You should be focused on your job. Be focused on who you're covering. Don't focus if you're out there thinking about Tua and you're on defense. Oh, I'm so tired. Dude, go run some more laps after practice. Get your stamina up, because that's what it's going to require. You need to focus on what you could do to be better at your job. If this team doesn't have a quarterback that could carry you and you're tired because you're always out on the field, go run laps.
Yeah,
you're getting paid millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars,
Manny. But they shouldn't have to carry the team.
Okay, but that's what it requires to win games. If you're not willing to do everything it requires to win games, the whole team needs to go out. Anybody who has that mentality of it's his fault and they're on the team, they shouldn't be playing professional sports. You should be worried about just what you got.
Manny knocked my goosebumps out. Liz woke him up and Manny knocked him out. Keep cooking, Manny. Whatever you're cooking, those noodles you're cooking, keep cooking, bro.
But Tua also needs to go. I'm with you with that. Tua is not it.
And this is all I'm saying about this game tomorrow night. Okay? You see that the title, Buffalo Bills have 2 key defenders out Thursday night. We are also banged up, so it neutralizes. Shout out to Kenna, right? Let me ask
another question, please.
What?
Let me ask another question. If Zach Wilson goes out,
about what's about to happen tomorrow, like what?
I'm about to hop off real soon.
If our offense comes out sputtering like a car running on 2 cylinders right now, if it's out here sputtering like the Jets just did. Look at the Bills and Jets game. The Bills went up 20-3 at halftime versus the Jets. Justin Fields could not hit Nothing. Everything was bad. The Jets offense looked trash. That man had to run for his life, okay? If our offense comes out like the Jets offense and we go into halftime 20-3. Mind you, this is another thing. The film also shows Justin Fields missing guys that are open. So I'm gonna let everyone know the truth. Justin Fields was bad. He was inaccurate. But there was times he sat up there, had their tight end sitting right there in front of him, and he turned away and tried to run, throw another pass near the sideline, incomplete dirt pass. And it's like you could have just did what Tua would have done, Justin.
I go
back and watch it, and I'm like, Tua would have hit that tight end right there, and the tight end would have got another 4 or 5 yards upfield, and it would have been 2nd and 3. Now Justin Fields just put the team on 2nd and 10. You see what I'm saying?
Hear me out, though. So then another thing.
Tua and McDaniel and this offense cannot afford an offensive blunder, Manny. They can't Thursday night.
I'm with you. But even, I'm going to go back to the whole benching Tua. If we bring Zach Wilson in, are we going to be able to run the ball up the middle? Probably not.
Zach Wilson in,
are we going to be able to run the ball down the middle?
If we bring Zach Wilson in.
Is our rushing game going to get better?
Yes, I believe
with Zach Wilson.
1,000%.
Okay. All right. 1,000%. If that's the case, bring him in. Bring him in. I want to bring him in and rush the ball.
Hey, Manny, and I'm going to tell you another thing that you might not believe. The moment that Tua gets benched, I think it's going to wake and light up a fire on the rest of our team.
So, Pete, you know what I did see?
The moment that Tua gets benched, it's going to light a fire on the rest of this team.
Pete, you know what formation we were in when it was when they scored on us? Was it 3rd down or 2nd down on the goal line?
Which play?
Right when they scored, the touchdown that they scored was like a 2-yard. We were right there in the goal line. I didn't know they scored a lot on us. There was one where we were in the goal line, and then we're not even in a goal line formation. We're in this weird formation. We're not stacking the middle, and they ran. Did they run it? I remember the play and just looking. We're on the goal line, and we got 4 people lined up on the line of scrimmage at the goal line. That doesn't seem normal. Do we not have a goal line formation on defense? Is our goal line formation 3-4? Is our goal line formation 3-4?
What you talking about, man? Is like, what you talking about is like some new.
Remember the play? Who scored the touchdown? Like you're just saying things.
Right, but it's like a new hybrid formation that they doing though. Like that's what it really is, though.
On the goal line.
Like, I mean, but that's a test of what Weaver is doing. Like, I'm just saying what it looks like, bro.
I know. I mean, I'm just saying, as Mike McDaniels as a coach, if you're on the goal line, like I know it's just something you might see on Madden, but I see real teams doing this. Dude, when you're on the goal line, you gotta do the fucking goal line formation. Get tight, get strong. You know, this doesn't look right. Why are we running up for the field? We're not protecting. We're not running good formations. We're not doing situational formations.
Well, with the cornerbacks we got to run a lot of zone coverage. Like
no. This was on defense. That's
what I'm saying. With the cornerbacks we got to run a lot of zone coverage. We don't like our cornerbacks is not really that good man to man. They're not good man to man. They're not good press. So
they're not good nothing.
Yeah.
They're not good
we
nothing.
Run a lot of zone. Yeah, like tomorrow night about to be just a straight shootout. Like I said earlier, if Tua starts slow, we gonna be in trouble the rest of the game.
I don't think it's gonna be a shootout. I think they're gonna just run the ball. They're gonna eat that clock on us. They don't need to have a shootout with us. They're gonna be able to control the clock by running the ball on us. And when we get the ball, we're gonna only pass the ball and we're gonna do what everybody hates, and we're gonna not score, and the defense is gonna get tired, and that's gonna be the running excuse because we cannot run the ball.
Yeah, but what I mean,
Manny,
we're gonna have to go score for score. We're gonna have to go score for score. Like that's what it's been these last 2 weeks. Like you might think of it as shootout, Like we gonna be passing the ball down the field
3
like that?
plays and touchdown. Yeah, you got to go
Nah. I'm
blow for
talking.
blow in
Yeah,
this one.
we gonna
The
have to go
Bills, Manny,
score
the
for
Bills are
score.
going to go, the Bills are going to do 12 play drives, 81 yards, and knock away 8 minutes off the clock. You best believe the Bills are going to play that game. And if they do that 2 times, let me tell you, that's what's been happening to us already. Colts did it to us week 1. Patriots kind of did that too. And when they were putting up points, milking clock, Josh Allen is going to do whatever he wants. He's going to control the game with the
Knock it
clock.
off, big
And
head.
then we have to counter that. So if he goes on the first drive of the game, takes away 10 minutes off the clock, let's just say, which sounds crazy, but it's happened before, on a
You don't think
15
they're
play,
licking their
10-minute,
chops?
we better go back down and do our own 10-minute drive and
You
score a
don't think
touchdown.
Buffalo
Knock
right
it
now is
off.
licking their
But
chops?
but what has been killing us the last 2 weeks that Buffalo is about to kill us again is that fucking play action. We can't stop that shit for nothing.
Oh, play action and screens. We're not stopping the screen plays either. And you would think we're good against screens, Kenna. That's all we practice against. Bubble screens, dump off screens, flat, tight end screens.
Pete, you know what else I saw, Pete? And it's crazy. Can y'all hear me still?
We do have a chance
Yeah.
tomorrow. I'm gonna be honest, all Lakers. We do have a chance tomorrow. And it's the chance I told you guys. We have to be able to get some turnovers tomorrow night, cause Josh Allen to have what 10 points at halftime. If we can somehow have the Bills only have 10 points at halftime and the offense comes out, we switch it up after halftime with Zach Wilson, I think we will win that game. I
Pete,
think
you
we
know what I
can
saw
win
a
with
lot of
Zach.
too?
That's why I'm
I saw a
scared to
lot of
bet
Jalen
against our
Phillips
team.
getting picked on.
I keep telling y'all
Jalen
every
Phillips
week
getting
I'm
picked
not
on in
betting on us
coverage.
because every week I feel like Zach Wilson could come out and win the game. And you know what's crazy, Liz? I can't believe you said that, Liz, because he really should have came out last week versus the Patriots and won us the game. He would have, bro. He
Rich,
really would have won us the game. This is
And
what's
to what
hurting now.
to
Rich
what
was
Manny
saying,
said about Jalen Phillips getting picked on in coverage, that's why they running that play action like that a lot. They know Jalen Phillips is weak in coverage, and he probably can't recognize the ball in play action or where who got it for him to, react properly the way he need to be. He probably got low play recognition. That's what I say about Jalen Phillips.
No, you remember what I said. What I was concerned before the season, and then it actually is happening now. My concern on Phillips is his lateral movement. So, like, if you get a chain in open space, A chain will juke Phillips 9 out of the 10 times, guaranteed. In open space, one on one, A chain is leaving Phillips dusted, like with a juke. He doesn't have that lateral instinct. Does he have the power head on? I still see that. He has the little rip move that he does to put pressure coming off the line. That's where he needs to be, hands on the dirt. I'm sorry.
hey Pete, Rich was saying that he agrees with you about if Tua goes out, then it's gonna put a fire underneath the other player's butt.
Thank you, Rich. That's 100%. Everyone should have been throwing up hundreds in the chat when I said that. That's the reality of it. People are gonna sit here and let's say tomorrow night Tua gets benched, but it's just too much of a big score. We're down 27-7 at halftime. And let's say we come out after halftime, they put up another 14. That's what, 34, 41. We lose 41 to 27 now. Zach Wilson came out after halftime. He put up 20 points. And now the
But
offense made some big plays. That right there at 0-3 with a quarterback switch, but Zach Wilson looking good and moving the offense when he had his opportunity and putting up touchdown will light a fire behind these guys. And I'm
yeah,
sorry, we have good skill position players with a good passer of the ball, with a good head on him to understand who's open after post snap. I'm sorry. The next quarterback is lucky. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. The Zach Wilson is gonna feel lucky to be having Mike McDaniel as his head coach with the call plays that he does call. He's gonna be money. Zach Wilson is gonna be money. Y'all think Daniel Jones is cooking? Wait until Zach Wilson gets his shot. Wait until Zach Wilson gets his shot. His name is going to be buzzing on everyone's platform. Zach is back. I feel it
And
coming.
then after that, if we go 0-3, you
Hmm.
better believe that Wilson will come out and he'll win against the Jets.
He's going to beat the and you know what, Liz? That's when the revenge tour happens. That's when Mike McDaniel's eyes go glowing red. He's like he's on demon time now. Mike McDaniel is going to be on demon time week 4, Monday night. He's going to be walking with his chest up high, looking confident, calling whatever he wants against the Jets. We might blow the Jets out, Liz, with Zach Wilson's revenge tour. After that, after we beat the Jets 42-10 Monday night, we're going to smack on the Panthers. Another game Zach Wilson is going to look phenomenal in. Mike McDaniel is going to have the best offense in the league 2 weeks in a row with a top flight backup. Zach Wilson in control at 2-3. I really feel good times are coming for us. And I really feel all these fans sitting here saying Mike McDaniel needs to be fired. They're just in their feelings. It's based on a lot of the takes they've made. They're not letting the film do the work. This is all out of feeling talk. This is all based on what I've seen, and a lot of it is assumption, and a lot of it is guessing. As most of you can identify when people are speaking, what's assumption, basically the same thing. They're guessing. What is a fact? You can hear it when the stats are brought up. You got to pay attention. That's why it pays to pay attention. It really does. I say that all the time. It pays to pay attention. But I feel it, and I feel confident, and I'm upset we didn't get Zach to win us that game versus the Patriots at home. I'm really upset because now that 0-2 hurts, knowing we could have been 1-1. Yeah, you gave Tua the start. We lost. We got embarrassed by the Colts, 0-1. There's no making up for that. There's no making up from that. Now we lost versus the Patriots in a drive. You should have gave your backup quarterback the chance. The final drive. The final drive, there was only 1 minute, 9 seconds. Hey, Tua, hit the bench. If we get in position to do this is what y'all need to realize, right? If we get in a situation to have to be able, did y'all see the Chiefs? I'm saying Chiefs. Yeah, it was the Chiefs, right? When they had that emergency kick right before halftime. Let's say Tua throws a beautiful pass on 4th and 13, right? Boom, hits Jalen Waddle streaking down the middle with 13 seconds running. You don't have time to spike the ball. You have to hurry up to the line of scrimmage and get into a Hail Mary. You have to get into a Hail Mary, a quick Hail Mary snap. You have to have that ready in your 3 play calls. If this scenario happens, if that scenario happens, if that scenario falls out, we're in 4th and 3. We were 3rd and 29. Let's say for some odd reason, holding and a sack, 3rd and 29. Tua hits Waddle for 25 yards. Nice, gets us in to Hail Mary mode at the 59-yard line, 54-yard line, or something, whatever the case is. Next thing you know, you have to run up to the line with time running out. You can't spike it on 4th and 9. And then now you got 3 seconds on the clock by the time you're snapping the ball. That's a Hail Mary throw. You had to have that ready. And that's another reason why Mike McDaniel screwed up, because he put his team behind the ball with not that type of process. If you don't have that in your arsenal, you're giving yourself a chance to not feel like you can win in a Hail Mary situation.
I have to give a shout out to Raphael Courtwright. He said if Mike McDaniel can't get the plays off in time, why can't Tua his own plays?
Exactly. He's spot on. That's what a real franchise quarterback would have done. You heard him bring
Exactly.
up, at the 15-second mark, the communication between coach and quarterback cuts out. That's no excuse. You didn't hear the playbook, and crunch time, you're over here wasting a timeout, walking back to coach, taking a delayed game. Like, you're lost to it. That's your moment. That was your moment. That was your moment to say, yo, let's do this. Let's go. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Let's call this and get everybody a play call. That was your moment to call your favorite play. That was your moment to sit here and call the play based on what you've sensed throughout the game, based on how you feel they've played you. You should have felt confident. Hey, we don't have much time. Run QB3, screen right with smoke flare to the left. And go. Do that extra motion. Do that extra motion. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Boom. That was it.
Man, I
But now,
wish
now
Rich
they want to
was.
put now they want to put the blame game, Ralph. Now they want to put the blame game.
Yeah,
Oh, the play call wasn't in on time. So what?
I, I really wish Rich would have stayed in football and helped the Miami
Yeah,
Dolphins
but you
win.
hear these, but you hear some of these two and ears, right, Liz, making up that excuse. Oh, he doesn't call the play in on time. Who cares? Why the hell Tua in his 6th year as a veteran, 4 year in the same offense, why can't he grab this bull by the horn and call his own shot? That's more concerning.
Yep.
Miss me with Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel's lost because he only got 10 plays and he's realized 9 of them been figured out all game. That's what is going on. That's what these 2 and
So
ears are leaving off the table.
I have a question. Who actually writes these plays?
I've been
Because
hating
whoever
this
writes
team
these
under
plays
Tua for
needs
3 years straight now. Even when it was going off, I kept telling everybody, this is luck. This is too easy to stop. I said other defensive coordinators on other teams when Tua cooked them should be fired.
Hey, Pete. Rich says the coach makes up the playbook.
Mike
Why
McDaniel,
can't
1000%.
McDaniel? Why can't McDaniel just come up with some new plays? That's what we need.
Mike McDaniel probably has thousands of plays, Liz, that are catching dust he cannot use because of Tua's limitations.
Hmm. Try him on Wilson then.
That's what's about to happen. That's why my confident meter in this team is still sky high. My confidence meter on this team is still sky high. 0-2, I knew this was going to happen. But I kept saying 0-2 doesn't end the season. 0-3 to me is not going to end the season. The season isn't over. You got 10% to make the playoffs. Okay. But if you go down and Zach Wilson saves us and beats some of the teams that we said Tua couldn't beat, then I think we're in good hands based on our schedule. We beat the Jets Monday night, we're 1-3. We beat the Panthers Sunday, we're 2-3. We're at home versus the Chargers week 6. This is the type of game Tua can't beat, but we're gonna have to beat to get us to 3-3. And let's say we go 2-4, we lose at home to the Chargers. We're 2-4. After that, we play Cleveland. We're 3-4. Week 8, we play Atlanta. A winnable game on the road with Zach Wilson. We can easily get back to 500 week 8 with a Chargers loss at 4-4. Week 9, this is when things go big. Now it's Zach Wilson at home versus the Ravens in a Thursday night game. Can Zach cook the Ravens? We're 4-4. We don't want to fall under 500 anymore. Let's say Zach loses a shootout to the Ravens, and we go to 4-5. Now we got another home game in a divisional game versus the Bills in week 10 at home. This is the game Zach Wilson cannot lose if he loses to the Ravens. We go 5-5 with the payback on getting the Bills, and we actually beat them at home. After that, we're gonna beat up on the Commanders. That's 6-5. We're finally above 500 going into the bye week with Zach Wilson. Coming off of the bye week, we play the Saints. Sounds to me like we could possibly be 7-5. That's a 7-5. Now, out of nowhere, week 14, we play the Jets. Can you believe this team could potentially be 8-5 with Zach Wilson going into week 15 on a Monday night game playing the Steelers? Payback against Aaron Rodgers. We're 9-5 Monday night. Week 16, we play the Bengals at home. Who knows if they have Joe Burrow or not? Look at that. 10-5. Week 17. We're 10-5 playing the Buccaneers, bro, with Zach Wilson. We got Bucks and Patriots. Can we end the season 12-5, 11-6, or 2-game losing streak at the last two, 10-7? It all seems like playoffs to me with Zach Wilson. I'm not out of it. The season is not over at 0-3. And I hope Mike McDaniel has the guts, Liz, to take out Zach Wilson after halftime, especially if the score is close. Especially even more, because it's going to hurt even more, Liz, if at halftime the Bills are 17-3. Yeah, 2 touchdowns down, but there's still an avenue there to light the fire, to get this team rolling with Zach Wilson. 2 touchdowns in the second half, and you shut out the Bills in the second half. We're right there going into overtime versus the Bills.
That would be sweet.
Oh wow. It will be the best feeling as a Dolphin fan. It'll feel like we finally are back. It'll feel like we're finally are back. Now look at Cat in the Hat like I didn't see that chat. Look at Cat in the Hat like I didn't see that chat. That sounds nice, Pete, but that Falcons defense isn't soft. Not where you see I'm not worried about other defenses. That's the problem. We've gone against tough defenses, and Mike McDaniel has cooked guys open. Guys open on film versus Buffalo. Isn't Buffalo one of the hottest teams in the league? Guys were wide open, making drops in a playoff game with Skylar Thompson.
I need some of that hopium, Pete, man.
Get on it. Get on it. But it's not get on it because it's not too late. We just haven't seen Zach be great yet. That's the only
I
thing.
don't see it.
I get it. No, it's completely understandable if you look at Zach Wilson as a Jet. But you got to put some of that Jet bad into our offense, knowing that McDaniel is a better play caller, a better play designer, and he has more offensive power than anything the Jets had over there. I'm sorry, I feel confident. I'm really confident with Zach Wilson. Matter of fact, I'll be honest with y'all. I know Zach Wilson has more talent than Skylar Thompson. I'm more confident with Zach Wilson than I ever was with Skylar Thompson.
I mean,
Zach Wilson is getting us 7 yards on a 3rd and 10, getting
I
us to
I,
a
I
fourth
ain't
and
gonna
three.
doubt that. It's not even the players right now. It's me trusting the staff right now. Really do what's really needed, and we all see week to week what's needed to be done, and they just not doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you see what you're saying? What needs to be done, they are not doing it. That's not true. Who is they that you're speaking about?
Like far as like play calling, you know what I'm saying? Like getting the plays in on time, like I can't trust it. Like, and then it's like, okay, we don't pay 2 quarterbacks. We don't play 2 quarterbacks. That's not a threat. The game's only get tougher, bro. It ain't getting easy. It's getting tougher. And it's just the way McDaniel just handling stuff, just the whole staff, man. I don't know. I love my team. I love the Dolphins. It's not that. Yeah, I just don't feel like this staff gonna put the players in position to need to be succeeding, man.
I don't know, man. I really like everything Mike McDaniel has dialed up. I really understand what we hired and why we hired him. We can't go back and say, "Oh, we hired a coach that didn't know what to do with a weak arm quarterback." Yeah, then we fired him. But the man knew how to make a play, and make an offense, whether it sucks. We don't like it. Dink and dunk. Here, like, why is A Chain having the most targets? All Tua does is check it down to A Chain. It's A Chain, A Chain, A Chain, A Chain, A Chain, A Chain. This offense is ran with Tua with A Chain. That's all it is A Chain. That's the truth.
Yeah, I
All
wonder
right,
why that is.
I want to ask this question. You think he would have got a play in quick enough on that last play? You think the outcome would have been a little better? I just don't feel like that last play, like Tua
Zion,
got kind of like the.
I think he called the play. He's done with Tua, bro. The man called the play. He ain't gonna repeat himself no more. He's gonna let him fall out, fall flat on his back, bro. If you didn't pay attention, call the play. Look, that was on him. He's gonna go to Stephen Ross and show the cameras, hey, look, I called him to play. That's him, boneheaded, looking at the scoreboard while I'm calling him to play. He's lost. He's not in it, and he's not helping me. Tua should have lost. And when Tua lost communication at 15 seconds, that tells you, right? There's only 15 seconds. That's what it tells you. You should know that as a quarterback. You're supposed to run to the line, call your own play. Oh, I didn't hear the play from coach. He was repeating it again, and he didn't finish, so I don't even know the play. But hurry up. Hey, we're going to run the screen. Hurry up. We got it. We can't waste a timeout, and we can't afford a penalty. Hurry up.
See, that was just two examples of Tua under high pressure moments with the inability to think fast.
Yep.
On the interception. What's up, boss man?
You saw his hands walking by his side, holding his arms down, like
he
gave no care, bro.
Right, as a quarterback, you see the play call, like you said earlier, Pete. Why don't you just call your favorite play? Not only that, how could you hear the beginning of the play call and it cut out and you not know what the play is? See, all it is pointing to the fact of Tua not knowing the fucking playbook. Like, everybody keep harping on McDaniel. I don't think it's McDaniel. I really don't think it's McDaniel. I think Tua is I ain't gonna say sabotage.
Spot on, but it's not McDaniel.
But Tua is
a collective though.
But but see, that's just like last year. Remember last year when we was running the ball, and everybody say, well, we doing good running the ball. Why did you stop running? Well, Mike did come over here to make Tua look good. Mike did have Tua in MVP conversation. So as a head coach, what is the number one way to show your organization that it's the player and not you? You put the ball in the player that they value the most hands and watch us fail epically time after time after time.
So, thank you.
I could agree to that. I
Did you
see that.
Tua's interview? What he said about Josh Allen?
I can see that.
I just don't understand how the guy that helped the quarterback get paid is not getting thrown under the bus by the guy who helped get paid.
Listen to what Tua said. He said he can't do half the stuff Josh Allen does.
No, we know that already. We all know this.
He can't run and he can't throw the ball like Josh Allen.
You're telling us something we don't know. What baffles my mind is the guy helped the quarterback get paid, and now he's getting thrown under the bus by the same guy who helped get paid. That's not right.
Yeah.
My thing is, okay, don't Tua not do the RPO? You know how to run the RPO offense, right?
Unbiasedly, I have you guys going 0-3.
Well, you know what? All these injuries to the Buffalo defense, you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't give us a shot?
Yo, you have a shot, yeah. But I don't know. I think the Bills pull it out. And then McDaniels will be gone come week 4. Come week 5, he'll be gone soon.
Mike McDaniel is not going anywhere. So what are we going to do? Fire McDaniel and keep rolling with Tua? 6 rings? Seriously?
You paid him.
So we're going to make it make sense. We're going to fire McDaniel and keep rolling with Tua?
If you fire McDaniel,
did y'all not just hear Kenna right now? The coach that had Tua in MVP conversations, that's the guy that's y'all going to fire.
No, but how many years does he have left on his contract, Tua?
He just got extended, bro.
Last year.
So how long?
The coach
I was just thinking about that.
So you have him for 4 years? I don't know really how much you got him. So you have for another 4 years?
2 years.
2 more years.
Not if he gets hurt.
No, we're talking about McDaniel.
From what I hear around everywhere, we're stuck with him, bro. Like, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, you're stuck. $220 million. Yeah, you're stuck. You're stuck with Tua for the next 2 years.
The only thing that I see is if you get rid of McDaniel, you better hope you got somebody that knows the playbook. But if you don't get rid of McDaniel, I mean, you can't get rid of McDaniel now because it's going to put egg on Greer's face. So I don't know when
No,
they're
you
gonna
can't.
do it, but they gotta wait.
I think it was an
Yeah, give
injury
him one
clause in
more
the
year.
contract too, though. Cap.
Yeah, there
Like if he
is.
get hurt, like
Yep,
we can
there is.
get
There's an
we can
injury
get off
clause,
his
and we can.
ass.
Yeah, there's an injury clause, and we can eat out the rest of the contract if Bush came to worse. But that's like eating 40 million plus.
No, if he gets injured, his insurance will cover it, and you guys won't have to pay it. It'll be under his deductibles and stuff.
Yeah, but still, like it's the problem is like how are we gonna trade him if he gets hurt?
No, you buy him out with insurance. It happens with
Well, I
athletes
mean,
all the time, and
I
then
get
it
that, but
doesn't go against your cap. But he
I
has to
get
be
that.
seriously injured.
I get that, but if that doesn't work, and if he ends up in a scenario where he's got a concussion and not an injury, then how does that work?
Kind of scare teams
That's up to
away.
the doctors, man. That's up to the lawyers and the contract you guys gave
At
him.
this point, he need to retire.
That's what I'm saying.
So let's look at it like this, y'all.
But you can't fire
Who do
Tua
y'all
either.
think gets a job faster? Mike McDaniel or Tua?
McDaniel.
Let me give you guys some facts real quick. The Miami Dolphins can
Tua done
designate
got a
Tua
couple coaches fired
Tagovailoa.
already
Hold on.
anyway.
The Miami Dolphins can designate Tua Tagovailoa for a post June 1 cut, a move that would reduce his dead cap hit in 2026 to only $8.4 million from the pre-June 1 cut of an $62.4 million. This designation allows the team to save significant salary cap space by
That boy
spreading the dead
gouging.
cap charge over 2 seasons, a decision the Dolphins might consider given his contract and injury history. What I just read was from AI, by the way.
Man, I
I can
ain't
see
had no
you run
all
it
that.
back, man. But the thing is,
So for
I
those
always
of y'all
thought,
that I kept telling y'all, post June next season, he's going to be cut unless we find a way to trade. Who knows? But
but the thing is, I
8.4
always
million
thought,
post June.
yeah, and I always thought he was a good quarterback in 2023. He had a
Nah,
really good
Those
year.
are the facts, Cap for
See,
life.
see, Mike
Those
Just
are the
like he got a
facts.
McDaniel,
sophomore slump
Mike,
right
Mc-
now.
right?
Nah,
Mike McDaniel has came in here and fooled everybody to thinking Tua was good. Now, if we let Mike McDaniel go, every team will be lined up to bring Mike McDaniel in their organization just for the simple fact of every team in this league know who Tua is, and he is still capable of
Yeah,
doing
Tua
what
is.
he's doing with Tua. You
I
know,
always
Let
we
me
say
look
let
at
me
the
let me
film.
also give some more facts about the cap space. If we cut Tua in 2026 post June 1, we get back $47.4 million in salary cap space for the 2026 season. But y'all go
okay.
ahead.
I mean,
And it says the post June 1 cut is a strategic tool to save cap space for the following season rather than immediately.
with a number 1 draft pick, yeah.
I
We
don't
need
think
another
you guys are
quarterback.
that bad.
You
I
know
like
what?
Tyreek
I
Hill. I
forgot
like him.
about that. Shout out to SVRYDY. We Tua just cooked a defense that didn't even have their defensive coordinator.
Gonzalez.
And still
That's what I was
and
thinking
still
about.
You're
they
right. We
didn't
didn't have
have their
Gonzalez.
defensive coordinator. The
You're
man
right.
was
It was the
we
substitute.
st-
You're right. Mays,
and
yeah.
and we still couldn't
Terrell's
beat the
out.
Patriots at home
And
with their
Gonzalez was
defensive
out. The
coordinator not
best
present.
defensive player. The best player on the defensive end was out.
The Bills are about to have us at 17 zip at halftime. Hopefully
Man,
Zach can
listen.
save us.
And the Bills are fully healthy and they're Super Bowl contenders. I got them
The
taking
Bills
it
are not fully
unbiasedly.
healthy. The
I
the
want to ask
Bills,
this
Ed
question to the
Oliver is out.
panel.
Matt Milano
No,
is
they're
out.
not, but they're better than you guys.
Hey, Kenneth Pete,
They're better
you
than you
think
guys too.
if we get done in by the Bills, you think what you think they gonna do
But
though?
no, but I like your lineup. I like Hill. I think he's your most valuable
I
player.
just it
I
just
I
it
like
don't like
depends
y'all
on
Gonzalez.
how we
lineup.
lose.
You know
It
what? I don't
depends on
like
how
y'all
we
lineup.
lose for what they do because like I'm saying right now, everybody is off of Mike, but what people don't realize is if we fire Mike, we putting ourselves right back in the same boat that the Dolphins always put themselves in. Getting rid of your head coach mid-season. We always do that, and we're
Don't do
always in
that.
shambles
The
after
Jets
that.
did that. The Jets did that.
So
They were all over ESPN.
right now with Mike, I think we got something good in Mike. You know, I feel like we just need to stick with him and just
Yep.
ride it out and let it be to where like his seventh or eighth year, if he hasn't shown any improvement like that with the different quarterbacks that he has been able to acquire and the team, then we can say we goddamn it need to move on for Mike. But right now, it's hard to even blame this whole the team because the organization can't even hold the head coach down for more than 7 years.
Exactly.
I think he fucked up, but he just should. Well, I mean, he had to take tour, so I
He
feel like
had
it's
to, yeah,
unfair.
he had to, because
Hmm.
I feel like it's
if he
unfair.
wouldn't have been, yeah, if he wouldn't have banged the table to pay Tua, that would have been like admitting I failed to do my job.
Or he wouldn't have got the job. I feel like if he didn't come in and say he can work with tour, he wasn't gonna get the job.
Exactly, exactly, JC, exactly.
I
Well,
mean, I
But
do
Mr. Park.
understand with a better quarterback. It just my thing with McD, he just don't show enough versatility, and then he's stubborn, bro. You need to give up play calling, bro.
I mean, but y'all gotta understand the whole sobriety shit that he go through on a day to day basis too. I hate to keep bringing that up, but that shit plays a big part in a person's demeanor and personality when they have to continue to stay in recovery. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to that, yo, like Mike McDaniel got to keep that demeanor so he won't get back on the bottle problem.
The man is stressing on the sideline with 10 plays, Kenna. There's going to be a lot of weight off his shoulder when Zach Wilson takes off.
Facts. I mean, I feel like he need to go ahead and hit the bottle so
Let me
we can
ask you
see
a
the
question,
real
Kenna.
Mike.
Let me ask you a question. Did it look like he was doing a good job with a seventh round quarterback, Skylar Thompson, in the playoff game versus Buffalo?
I mean, yeah,
The
because I
players
mean,
ain't
it
helped
did,
Skyler.
yeah. I
The
mean,
players
it
ain't
did.
helped Skyler.
Nah, I mean, it was tough conditions for Skyler. But again, if you go back and you look at that film and you actually see open players and they're not hit by the
Shout
quarterback,
out to AG pulling up.
that makes
Go
you
ahead, Kenna.
change the whole dynamic of how you look at it. Because let's just say if Skyler was to hit on that 20-yard pass, the next play would have opened up for the run game to do what it needed to do. And it probably possibly could have been a touchdown. You feel what I'm
Yes,
saying?
our line was
Yeah,
still
so
good then.
yeah, so at the end of the day, like I'm saying, man, like I just feel like we jumping the gun with Mike too much right now. Like I understand it,
And with
but
Greer too. With Greer too, yeah, we're hard
now,
headed.
now,
We're
now,
he's the one that drafted Tua.
I ain't
He
gonna defend
drafted
Greer.
Tua.
You
You know
like,
what I'm
hold on
saying? He
with Grill.
drafted Tua. He got Tua paid. Yeah, Greer
Yeah,
has made his mistakes, but at the end of the day, he's the one that hired McDaniel.
I don't think Grill
I'll
want to
let you
give that
have
money
it.
neither though. I don't think Grill
What?
want to give him that money because Grill was a little slow footed. It was Mike that was pushing for that for Tua to get that money.
no,
I'll let you
listen,
have that piece
Mike
with Greer.
McDaniel was the
That
one
was a
that went to
collective.
Ross.
That was a
Mike
collective
McDaniel,
decision. They fell for
Mike,
it.
Mike McDaniel was the one that went to Ross because Greer didn't want to pay to it. Mike McDaniel felt that he should get it, so he went to Ross to get to that extension. But I agree with what y'all saying
Well,
about
hey, if that's true, Mr.
Mike
Park, then
McDaniel.
Greer's the man, bro.
Well, still, listen, I'm not arguing that.
If
But
Greer
what I'm
would have
saying
got
is this:
his way, what that tells me, Mr. Park, if Greer would have got his way, we would have been off Tua already. Would that not been a good decision by Greer? We would have been off Tua already. Let's be real, because
well,
we're gonna
listen, I'm
give
not.
all the praise to a new
Listen,
GM for getting rid of Tua, and
listen.
y'all telling me now
I'm not
Greer
giving
tried to
Greer
get rid of Tua already?
no grace. I'm not giving Greer no grace.
Shout out to Sarah
Let me be
Powell.
straight. Let me be straight. If it was my choice, I ain't gonna lie. I would clean this house from top to bottom. If it was my choice, but
I'm not down with
we
that.
can't get rid of Ross. Okay, we can't get rid
I'm
of
not
Ross. So
down with that.
what we gotta
You
do
gotta
is
think
hope
about
that we can
what
get
candidates out there too now. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You gotta think about what candidates gonna be out there. As could be a good.
right.
You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
But
Could also
my
bring
thing
a
is,
good
my thing
staff.
is this. I agree with what mostly what Ken is saying about Mike McDaniel. Because I'm gonna be straight. When we first brought him in as our head coach, I said this man, from looking at his resume and the way he's thinking, he's a mastermind on as
Yep.
far as the offensive a coordinator or coach can be. Now, the thing is, when he came here, and Jay Z, you mentioned this, and I think it's a big deal
All right.
too. That for him to come here, he would have to agree to to work with Tua and try to boost Tua up and try to coach Tua up and coach
You
him
know
up
what the
as
truth
well.
is? Mike McDaniel is the best coach the Dolphins have had here since Shula.
Hey, Pete, shout out to Sarah Powell. She
I agree
said
with
that
you, Pete. I agree with you.
Tua is a coach killer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is. But Flores would have did good with this team too.
And that's what's
Yeah,
shocking, Liz.
exactly.
The fact that McDaniel was able to survive all these years with Tua is actually an achievement. Because I like Tua, Mike McDaniel has been working with a backup quarterback for the last 3 years, 4 years. Tua is a pure backup. And everything Mike McDaniel, all the games he was able to win, all the I'm not letting you up, bro. Whoever that is in the back right now with that name, you're not being let up, bro. You got to
Yeah,
change that
it's the
name.
same.
Nah.
Yeah,
And you got a
especially
dolphin
from
logo,
yesterday.
and I'm not letting you up with that name, dude. I'm sorry. Um, um, yeah, that kind of threw me out of a loop. Yeah, back out, whoever this is. I'm kicking you out of backstage. I'm kicking you from studio. Come back, change your name. And whoever that is, I'm sorry. Don't even
I don't
talk
want to
about it
say that
when he
he
comes
focused
back
on
up.
Tua too
Don't
much
even
because
talk
he
about it.
supposed to. He supposed to focus on Tua, but I don't think it did him any good for the other quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like for your backup, because like
Well,
when Tua went down, we couldn't do nothing.
Yeah, that was
right.
because Mike. That was because this organization so focused was on Tua instead of the team.
Exactly.
Now,
That's what
if
I'm
they
saying.
focus, yeah, if they focus, like, see, right now it's funny because we moving in stages. I think they might be coming to terms with seeing that maybe we need to let the head coach have full control of the team. Like Greer and Ross need to relinquish anything that they do and let the head coach see. This is why relationships are very important and trust because Greer and Ross does need to sit back and let the head coach control that team. That's how you become that's how your head coach has full control and is able to establish and command and control the culture of the team right now. You know,
Well,
the
that's the
only
reason
thing
why
that
Flores ain't here because he wanted the same thing.
right,
Hmm.
right, and that's what they're gonna have to realize that they're gonna have to do. They can't keep thinking that they can Jerry Jones shit. You know, like this ain't
Exactly.
back in the day. You see what Jerry Jones is getting right now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Good one,
Like
Kim.
Hmm.
they ain't did shit in years. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Steven Ross trying to do. When Steven Ross just ain't got the kahunas to do what he needs to do. If he was smart, I'll go over there and see if I can run into Flo in New York and tell him if you drop the case at the end of the year, I demote Mike to offensive coordinator. You drop the case, you can get your head coaching job back, and we can fire Gray ass.
You
Yeah.
think Flo gonna go for that, man?
I mean,
Man, I
if
mean,
Flo like
man,
Flo really want to coach, Flo still he's still coaching. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he get, I feel like if he was to come across an opportunity to head coach again, he probably would take it. Now, I
Not with
don't
Tua at the
know as far
quarterback
as,
though.
but see, that's what I'm saying. Right now, you can get rid of him. You can like this your team. You can do whatever you want to do with him. Post June, we do everything before post June. Flo, you, hey, kick him out on his ass if you want to.
Nah, I believe if you come at him like that, then yeah, you can see Flo back.
But we almost had the combination with Mike McDaniel and Flo. And I feel like that's our combination to winning football in Miami.
I love to
We
see that.
all we almost had it. But
hmm
I guess Ross or somebody contacted the 49ers out of way before it was time to do any contacting or anything like that as far as trying to get Mike over here. But the 49ers denied the shit and next thing you know, a year later or so, Mike McDaniel was available for head coaching. Mike McDaniel was supposed to be an offensive coordinator in Miami if everything would have handled right. And Brian Flores supposed to be the head coach. We wasn't even supposed to see the likes of fucking Weaver.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, go. Coach would have had Flo would have had that team in tight, and
Yeah,
wouldn't
he
been
would have
on
had
none
the
of the soft
defense.
narrative.
Yeah, and on top of that, we wouldn't have did
We
nothing
got
but made
breaking
Mike
news.
McDaniel better because it would have been iron sharpening iron.
There
Hell
you
yeah,
go.
Floyd would have
There
had
you go.
McDaniel. No, like pussy shit, but you gotta tighten up over here.
The
There you
Jets will
go.
definitely. The Jets are definitely going to be 0-3 Monday night. Justin Fields has just been ruled out with a concussion. I don't know if you guys saw that update.
No,
And
I put
honestly,
that in the chat not long ago.
you did. You did.
Yeah,
Shout out to
it's
you,
in the
Mr.
chat.
Park, for keeping us updated on that news when it broke, because it did break
Mm-hmm.
not too long ago. But I haven't heard anyone bring up Aaron Brewer's hip injury. I know
Well,
he's
Damn.
slated to play, but
well,
when
Pete, I'm gonna check up on it, but you know how the Dolphins are on giving out that information. You know how they've been keeping a lot of things
They
about
very
Tua's situation
conservative.
quiet. Yeah,
They're
exactly,
very
exactly, Pete.
conservative on that tip.
Exactly. But yeah, when if you think when y'all what y'all bringing up is, man, I mean, it's really spot on when you talk about the combination of head coach Flores and offensive coordinator Mike McDaniel. Man, that's a dangerous combination.
Hell
That's a
yeah,
very
what?
potent and dangerous combination. Do y'all, and we're not talking about just no one season thing. You're talking about season after season after season. If
That's
you're
a
able to keep them
problem.
together, that's a big problem
That's a
to
what if
have.
we
problem.
have two co-head coaches?
You mean Flores and McDaniel?
Yep. We had
I
co-offensive
mean,
coordinators,
well, you know
co-head
what?
coaches. We got two head coaches. One
If you
runs the
can,
defense, one runs the offense, and both of you
well,
and you guys ask for your players, and Greer will deliver.
And that
well,
right there
I,
is how you create competition. Because
mm-hmm,
as the players coming in and they see they see their defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator going at each other, they're gonna do it on the field. Like, man, yo, woo, I love to be a coach for the Dolphins. I had this team in order.
yeah, yeah,
And all that tells me, Kenna, is Mike McDaniel does get respect out here. A lot of teams, as soon as the Dolphins fire him, are going to be ringing Mike McDaniel to be their offensive coordinator. They're going to call him all teams. He's going to be a high pick. I don't know how much. I don't know how much the teams will jump for Chris Greer. I'll be honest with that. But for Mike McDaniel, I believe like 15 to 20 NFL teams will start calling his phone to go be their offensive coordinator overnight. And that's who we're kicking out of the building. Well, not us, the Tuaneers that don't want to call out Tua as the problem. Mike McDaniel, he worked wonders. He did the best he could for Tua, guys. He did. It's over with. What we're dealing with now is a Tua problem, not a Mike McDaniel problem. And it kind of sucks that all major platforms, NFL Network, you got Rex Ryan calling him a nerd boy. Well, I like my nerd boy. I
Yeah,
like my
Mike
nerd boy
McDaniel. Yeah,
coach.
Mike
What about that?
McDaniel would be a hot commodity if we was to move off of him. He will
Yeah.
have like if we was to move. Like, let's just say the game go horrible tomorrow.
The
God
Patriots
damn
will
it,
probably pick him up to let's
man, yo,
elevate Drake May.
Mike. Yeah, Mike McDaniel will have a job so motherfucking fast. Our heads will spin. We'll be
Yep,
sitting over here still looking for an intern while Mike
yep.
McDaniel got a job.
No, he has jobs lined up that he's gonna pick. That he's gonna pick. He's gonna have them all lined up in front of him. He's gonna sit here look like one of the high school kids picking up their college, a hat. I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm gonna be their offensive coordinator. Boom. Easy peasy. They got Steve Spagnuolo, him with coaching up with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid getting old. Well, he'll be the next coach under Andy Reid after like a 2-3 years. That's a
Oh
recipe for
man,
success with Mike McDaniel to take
you let
over
him get up on
Mahomes.
the Andy Reid. Oh
Yeah.
mm. Oh, y'all,
man,
man, y'all spitting out some good ones there.
boy,
Good. But Pete, I just
that
I
got
done
don't
made
want to
him a
lose
mad
McDaniel.
scientist.
I don't like these fans. These are the same fans calling out for Mike McDaniel's job, are the same
no,
fans that were propping up Tua. Y'all gonna
no,
believe
Pete,
that?
no, but
Y'all
Pete, you know
believe
what? I'm
that?
not gonna lie. I was doing the same thing until about a couple of days ago when when you, Kenna, shout out to Blitz Pickup, and also Defense Tailgate. All the people I mentioned was saying basically the same thing. So I went back and thought about it. I said, you know what, they right. It's not really McDaniels. It's Tua. It is Tua. So yes, we need to keep McDaniels. We need to keep.
Thank you, Mr. Park, for that, and shout out to KP. But thank you, Mr. Park.
No, listen. That's why I say this. I'm gonna say it again.
I told
That's one
y'all,
of the
I'm
things about
fair,
it.
bro. I don't like the blame being put on the wrong people. It don't matter what it is. Just don't blame the wrong guy. That's all it
Listen,
that's all it is, bro. And right
Yes.
now, I'm having to defend Mike McDaniel these last couple streams because what's going on in the community with everyone that's really popular, supposedly, they're killing Mike McDaniel. And it's
mhm.
not fair. The man's doing his offensive job. He was here to do an offense. The man wasn't here to build a military program. No, so why try to put him to build a military program when he wasn't asked to do that? Now people are moving the goalposts. The man was asked to make Tua look good and have this offense produce points. We got what we got. It's figured out.
Well,
Tua can't sit here and do run like Josh Allen. Tua
I,
can't sit here and have chucked the ball downfield like Josh Allen. He's figured out. This is the NFL. Defenses get paid to figure you out if you ain't got game. McDaniel did his job. Give him a second chance.
I agree with you when it comes to the fact that Tua is the main issue and doesn't allow the offensive game plan to evolve into what it could be, right? Which is a potent, threatening offense, which is I think what Mike McDaniel has always intimated he wants to put in play. But the
Mm-hmm.
problem is, um, we're talking about his qualities as an offensive coordinator, not as a head coach. I think when you weigh him as a head coach, there are other negatives that are going to come in, and I'm talking about and I'm going back to his first season, the lack of locker room control, giving players a bit too much freedom. I think there are enough negatives. He probably has learned, but I think there are enough negatives on him as a head coach. I agree. As an offensive coordinator, I think he'd be outstanding. But all that junk, remember that first season when them dudes was wasting practice time, practicing their touchdown dances, when all this stuff about the orange jersey and choosing music, all this is wasted energy. And the stuff that's not becoming of a head coach who's going to lead men into war and back. So, I think you're right. If he's fired, and it looks like he may be fired, he's going to get an offensive coordinator job right away. And I think he's going to be successful wherever he's at. But I still think there's a lot to be learned as a head coach when it comes to Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
We really never knew who Mike McDaniel is under this whole Tua science project.
Well, let me ask you.
We'll only get to know who the real Mike McDaniel is when he with all this dead weight off his shoulder that he must prove that Tua's this guy. I think he's already proved that Tua could be a guy, but he's merely just a backup guy.
Well, let me ask y'all. Let me ask the whole panel something. If they if they give Mike McDaniel maybe another year or two, and let him. It's okay. So far, we have Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers. If they let him put his stamp, or should I say, blueprint on these guys, and even also maybe even draft a good quarterback out of the next draft. Do y'all think that? Well, no,
I'm not with. Mr. Park. I'm hyping up Mike McDaniel, but this is Mike McDaniel's last chance. If he doesn't strike gold with Zach Wilson, if he doesn't strike gold with Quinn Ewers, and they don't immediately come in and go on a winning run and start stacking wins with these quarterbacks, I'm sorry.
No,
I don't know how you stick with Mike McDaniel. You can't just keep blaming the quarterbacks, and then let him draft the quarterback. No. This guy has an opportunity with two last quarterbacks.
Right.
And these are the quarterbacks they chose. These are the quarterbacks they named top flight quarterbacks. These are our backups. These are
Right.
the quarterbacks that I believe could save the season for us, but we
Right.
will find out.
No, but
For the
here's but
record,
see
for the
but
record, I think both those guys were the wrong choice. The right choice, I said it before and I say it again, was Trey Lance. Trey Lance was supposed to be the guy up in here with just as much physical arm talent as Zach Wilson, but more mobility. But that's left to be seen. We'll see.
Shout out to Cat in the
right,
Hat. He says get rid of Bibble.
but here's the thing,
And
Pete.
Trey Lance looking good over there in San Diego.
Pete, with what you're saying,
I'm
then
sorry,
here's the thing.
KP. I'm taking Zach Wilson over Trey Lance any day of the week. I got to be real
But
with
Pete,
you.
here's the thing. With that being said, then if since Mike McDaniel did pick out Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers, then
Mm-hmm.
what they should do to let him prove himself is go ahead. I'm sorry to say this. Go ahead and sit Tua down and
Mm-hmm.
let him go over Zach Wilson, and then see what you got with Quinn Ewers. I'm sorry. If you're
Thank
gonna
you.
do that,
Thank you.
if you're gonna do it like that, then let the man let the man try. But see, here's the problem though.
Especially if
This
Tua gonna keep
offense is
stinking it
this
up.
offense this offense is sort of predicated to the tour, then it's gonna be difficult to do that with Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That way
I
he
know, I
hurt the
get what
other
you're saying,
team.
but I want you to understand too. What we're saying about Mike McDaniel and saying that he's not the problem is only defending Mike McDaniel because they're blaming him as the main problem, like he needs to be fired, and there's not enough blame on Tua's name. So that's why I'm here defending Mike McDaniel. But I'm gonna tell you right now, straight up, everybody, Mike McDaniel has the Jets' revenge game with Zach Wilson. He can't lose that game. If he loses that game with Zach Wilson, I think week 5 versus the Panthers, you roll out with Quinn Ewers. Like you just gotta turn it over that quick, just that quick. Zach Wilson
Mm-hmm.
cannot afford to come out and have a bad performance. He needs to come in, thrive, and win games and stack some wins before he loses. He needs to be 2-0 by the time he gets to that Chargers game. And if he
Yeah.
loses to the Chargers, it needs to be a loss that was like Justin Herbert miraculous lucky 50-yard throw in the fourth quarter got them in field goal range and they won by luck in our house. But we cannot lose home games. This is Miami. What happened to the weather? We got to start building a team that goes 7-1 minimum at home.
Right. And here's the thing about Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson has to know in his mind that listen, this is Zach Wilson has made it clear that he wants to be a starting quarterback. Now,
Yep.
this is his third stop in the NFL. If
I
he
can't
doesn't
wait for
prove
his
it,
first 3rd and 5 run when he picks it up, or I can't wait for his first little
right,
his little
but
first bootleg rollout, hits Waddle
right,
27 yards downfield, wide open versus a cover 2. I just gave y'all a cover 2 beater, y'all.
right,
He's talking about
right,
A
wide
play
open.
action
but
bootleg rollout, cover 2
right,
zoned out. Waddle right there
right,
streaking down the middle, 27 yards, untouched. Waddle runs out of bounds, doesn't even have to affect that little shoulder he got.
right.
Ooh, I
But
can't wait.
here's the thing
You
about
say
Zach Wilson
wide
though.
open.
Zach Wilson has to do it because if he doesn't do it with the Miami Dolphins, I believe that the NFL is going to look at him as a backup quarterback moving forward. So to me, this is his last chance to try to show that he can be a starting quarterback in the
Mr.
NFL.
Park, Mr. Park, want me to tell you something? He's the Baker Mayfield that Tampa got. We got the Baker
Mm-hmm.
Mayfield of that offseason,
Man, Baker
but with
looking
more
good over there, man.
Baker.
Damn,
Baker's
man.
Baker's
You ain't,
making it happen.
but
But Zach
GFC,
Wilson
here's
is
the
more
thing.
talented.
GFC, here's the thing.
Just watching that boy go through his progressions, man. So I'm talking about,
Exactly,
man.
exactly.
Man,
And
damn, man.
no,
He
but see,
looking good over there, man.
here's the thing, JC. Pete, years ago, when Baker Mayfield became available, he kept saying that we need to go get him. We need to go get him. And I was one of the ones that would tell Pete, "Man, you crazy, Pete? Look what happened. He left. The Browns got rid of him." And I kept he kept and Pete kept saying, "We need to go get him. We need to go get him." But like I said,
Man, Mr. Park, that
man, the way
man
that
went to
man playing
LA.
over there in Tampa, ooh, good
Mr.
grief.
Park,
I wish he
that
was
man
here.
went over there to LA. His first game with McVay, right? Baker Mayfield, 2 days in the building, just 2 days into the Rams building, had to play a game with the Rams, and he had to start that game. And
Mm-hmm.
he ended up with a 95-yard drive, and he
Mm-hmm.
clutched the game to win the game with
Mm-hmm.
just 2 days of preparation. Just got in the building. You don't think someone like that buys the locker room overnight? It wasn't
Oh,
a
you
He's a
good
can't.
game.
dog, man.
And let me tell y'all, the game, the whole three first quarters, it looked like someone that wasn't prepared. But when you needed him most on the final drive, the man
He's
came and won
the
you the
man
game.
stepped up. Please go
He a
watch the last.
baller.
If y'all don't believe us, what we saying, go back and watch the Tampa game that just went by. Go back and
Oh my
watch.
God.
I mean, Baker Mayfield, he's the man. He is the man.
That man was
That
hitting all
man.
the receiver. He had the Booker, man. Look at man. The Booker look like he been in the league about 2, 3 years already, man.
he elevating the wide receivers over there.
You think Baker Mayfield is losing communication with 15 seconds and doesn't know what to do after that?
Hell nah. He too
No,
There's
clutch.
not the
levels
way I
to
seen
this,
him
bro.
play.
He too
There's,
clutch.
That
yeah,
man,
he's too.
listen,
He's
You
that
an
know
in the
what it is?
moment guy.
He's. Yeah, thank you, yo, Zion. That's 100, bro. That man is way too in the game.
yes,
He's the type of quarterback, like, he's gonna make his own call in that situation because he knows how in the game he is. Oh, this linebacker,
yes,
he's
he
been
is.
peeking over a lot. He's been peeking over a lot. I'm gonna just eat him up with the tight end real quick. Like, he's in the game. Tua doesn't look
Mm-hmm.
like he's in the game. Tua looks
The
like
type
he's
of
just
player.
waiting. Yeah, he's at the
He
booth
the
waiting
type
to
of
be
player
served the
you get
drink.
a game winning shot to.
Yeah, he's just waiting to be served the drink. That's what Tua's waiting on. He's just waiting to be served the drink.
Drop a
Bartender right
play.
in front of him. He don't even know what to call right now. The man don't know what to call.
Well,
He's
please
just
go
waiting
back
on
and
a
look at
call.
that
He's a
Tampa Bay
wait, and
game,
that's
cause I
that's
am.
another take. That's another take. I want to sit here and say, you know what? I'm glad I stood 10 toes down on it. I'm patting my own back right now, and I'm sorry I got to do this. When those loud Tua ears, and I would still show up to their panel even when Tua was playing good. When those loud Tuaneers were begging me to apologize because I'm wrong, I defended my stance and I says, you know what? I'm giving the credit to Mike McDaniel. That ain't Tua. That's Mike McDaniel telling him what to do. That's Mike McDaniel telling him to throw it to a spot at this time. This ain't a quarterback that's taking
But
over.
nah, I
And
don't want
now
to
look,
Baker in because
that
Baker gonna be
15
scared because
second
Baker gonna play through a
miscommunication
job.
crap, that 15-second miscommunication crap shows that this is a quarterback that got paid, but still he ain't no leader of no huddle. He can't
Tua
call his
wouldn't
own
like that.
shot.
Baker would have came here. Tua wouldn't like that. He
And
would
and
he
and
would took to a job.
and Pete, think about Mike McDaniel's with Baker Mayfield.
Oh my God. No, all I can think about, this is what I
Ooh,
did. But I want you to think about this, Mr. Paul. Think about Mike McDaniel with Zach Wilson, who's better than Baker Mayfield, in my opinion.
yeah. I
Just
mean,
hasn't been in the right spot. Baker Mayfield looked bad for the Panthers. Baker Mayfield looked bad for the other team he went to. See what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you're right.
He
You're
just
right.
landed in a good situation. But
Yeah,
I knew Baker Mayfield had the talent. You get me? I just
right,
said,
right,
wow,
right.
if Baker
Similar
lands
to
here in
Zach Wilson.
Miami, he
Right,
has
similar to
Waddle,
Zach
he has
Wilson.
Tyreek Hill.
I ain't gonna
Thank
lie
you.
though, Pete. I ain't gonna lie though, Pete. I was looking at them linemen. Them linemen were running down the field, blocking people, running to my pushing people over too now. Them linemen over there, Tampa Bay, boy, they some dogs, boy.
And they have two backups on that offensive line too. I hope you know that too.
Mm-mm-mm.
And that
And
deep,
it's
and
just
that
that
deep.
it's the way your quarterback brings it in the huddle though.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
like look at Deion Dawkins, the left tackle for the Bills. Why he came out and said, "I'm willing to die on the field to protect Josh Allen." You know why he's willing to die? Because he sees Josh Allen is willing to die, bro.
Mm-hmm. The
Mm.
same way them guys looking at Baker Mayfield over there in
It's the
Tampa.
way you bring,
The
exactly.
same
Baker
way.
Mayfield is a dog. Baker Mayfield's in that huddle screaming at his 6'5" offensive lineman, grabbing them,
Hey,
telling them to
and
shut
Pete,
up,
But it
taking
rubs
the
control of
off.
same,
everything, bro.
and Pete,
It rubs
Exactly.
off.
and Pete.
Yes.
Not only that, Pete, go back and look at that Tampa Bay game. He was actually helping no guy. If those guys were out of line, he'd go and tap them on the back and push them in where they're supposed to be, or tell them, "Hey, come back this way." That man has the game locked down.
He's a
He has the
football
game
player,
locked
bro.
down.
He'll probably
Shout
be
out
the
to
best
Blitz pickup,
quarterback.
man.
If Baker Mayfield was 6'3", he probably would have been the best quarterback in the league. He does
Hey,
have some field vision problems,
shout out to
but he's
Tony.
really good.
Shout out to Tony, man. Like Tony said on the Blitz pickup, man. Dogs, no dogs, man.
Exactly.
Dogs, no dogs, man.
And
Exactly.
Baker Mayfield's a dog.
Hell yeah.
He's a dog.
Bo Nix is a dog, y'all.
I ain't gonna lie, that boy, he was throwing the hell out that rock too, man. Up to my wild running. I'm like, damn, that nigga slaying the hell out that motherfucker.
Bo Nix, right?
Hell yeah, bro. Watching that boy too.
Hey, that man is something else, bro. He is
Up to
something
my
else.
wild running. I'm like, damn.
Ooh. He's running fast too, and somehow he
What?
twists his hip like he floats in the air, and that ball comes out accurate like that. I'm
What?
looking at it like, yo, this is some Mahomes, but in light year speed type stuff. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. What Bo Nix does, moving as fast as he does, throwing the ball, Lamar Jackson is inaccurate at doing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You
It's
sure about
crazy what
that,
I be
Pete?
watching.
You sure
Yes,
about that? I
I've
think
seen.
they're pretty
I'm
comparable.
no, of course they're pretty comparable, KP. But what I'm saying is, I trust Bo Nix to throw a more accurate ball, running fast. You see what I'm saying? Like not just running and no, I'm talking about running fast, twerking your hip in a second and flicking it. Bo Nix is
What?
special at that, bro. Bo Nix
I'm
is
like,
really
damn,
special
he
at
was
that. And that's
zipping that
not saying Lamar
motherfucker
Jackson
run.
ain't special, but I just think Bo Nix is more accurate with it. And you know what it could be, KP?
Maybe. You may be right.
Lamar Jackson just runs faster. So it's harder to do it at that speed. The faster you are, the harder it is to throw a ball accurate. That's the truth.
No, Bo Nix is definitely a dog. I like the conversation in the comp to Baker Mayfield. They both play with that extra level of moxie and awareness and drive to get the play done. Just so they're both, great quarterbacks in that regard. I don't know. I just think, we're downplaying Lamar's greatness as well, Trust me, Lamar puts up 2 more seasons like what he's just had, and let that guy win a Super Bowl, and and them stats combined with a Super Bowl gonna be hard to argue against, man. As I'm talking about GOAT status, if he get a Super Bowl, it's
I
gonna
ain't
be
gonna lie,
crazy.
I'm always be biased with Lamar, cause that's home team. That's right in my backyard.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
Same here.
exactly.
saying? I'm
Same
always be
here.
biased.
Same here. I'm always a fan
I
of
seen
Lamar.
Lamar do everything they said he couldn't do, bro. Lamar is one of the that's
Well,
I don't like the whole 1, 2, 3 thing. There's no to me. There's just the best quarterbacks of the league. Best quarterbacks of the league right now is clearly Josh Allen,
yeah,
Lamar Jackson,
yeah.
Justin Herbert,
Mm,
Patrick
mm,
Mahomes,
Patrick Mahomes,
and
yeah.
mm-hmm.
and it's not at the moment, but I'm gonna predict it. Y'all can say whoever y'all want at 5, but get back with me at the end of the season. But Bo Nix is gonna be in that conversation.
Bo Nix is
I can
he's
see it.
playing that way. Go
But hey,
ahead, bro.
man, y'all keep forgetting about the Commanders now.
Oh
Leave a
yeah,
boy
yeah,
out
yeah.
of it.
Mm.
Yeah, he's had a little slow start to this year though.
Now it's a knee
Especially with the
excuse.
injury.
Now
Well,
Yeah.
it's a knee
same
excuse.
thing
They're
with
building
C.J.
it up
Stroud.
for his
C.J.
sophomore
Stroud now.
slump.
Well, no,
Mm,
he took some punishment against Green Bay, man. They were all over him, man.
He took
Um,
punishment
mm.
last year too.
eh, not really. I saw that dude last year, man, just moving so smooth and escaping pressure, making people look like it's a video game.
And then Michael
Um,
Parsons.
yeah, Michael Parsons up in his grill.
What? I run just as fast as you do too. Where you
Yeah.
going at? Come here.
But no, what Rafael Corti just said, Herbert is his hot take for MVP. He really looks solid, man. He looks solid. Don't forget about Justin Love either. Was that the name?
Jordan Love. I was gonna ask
Jordan
Jordan
y'all
Love.
Love.
what y'all
Yeah,
Jordan Love.
thoughts
Justin
on.
Love.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was
Justin
gonna
Love.
ask y'all what's y'all thoughts on that, man.
He's
Hey,
looking
you
good
know
too.
what? I gotta kill this narrative real quick because they already messaging me about what me and Kenna were speaking about running it back with Mike McDaniel. They didn't like that at all. So I got a
Hmm.
message that says, if Tua is the problem, then Mike is the problem. He went in that office and asked for Tua to get paid. Nobody told him to tie his boat to Tua. So if one sinks, they both got to go down.
Damn,
Think
tie
about
the
I
think,
boat.
I agree with
but
that.
hold on, but
I
hold on.
kind of
I know, because but KP, this is why I'm here. I'm gonna kill a narrative, right? We're
You better
talking
tell
about a
it.
coach. We're talking about a coach going into a year that just came off a full season and losing to the Kansas City Chiefs in a wild card playoff match. Off season happens. Tua is holding out. Mike McDaniel is dealing with Skylar Thompson and Mike White, and Mike McDaniel knows Tua. What is going on? What do we hear now that the problem
Mike
was last
McDaniel.
year? It was the chemistry, right? Didn't we hear chemistry was a problem? Oh, the chemistry. Mike Tyreek Hill brought it up. I got to practice more. We lost chemistry. Think about all of that was said. Now pay attention to what I'm saying. Mike McDaniel had to go to bat for Tua to get paid so he could hurry up and get on the field for Mike McDaniel, because Mike McDaniel probably knows how slow Tua is. And I'm sorry to call him slow. I'm just freestyling out here. But he
Slow
probably knows how
Yankee.
slow Tua is, right? That he needs Tua there to build the timing, build the chemistry. He probably saw that's probably the reason why we failed the season. Tua held out of training camp. He was
He
not
was on
there
the
throwing the
boat.
balls to the guys.
there
It's
you
He
not a
was
go.
on the
shock that we
boat.
had it. There you go.
He was on that boat.
He was on that
But
boat.
He held out for the bag.
uh, yeah, but Mike isn't helping
So are
Tua
you
out.
blaming Mike
And
McDaniel, who's worried
I'm
more
blaming.
about look,
I'm still having to
John?
blame
So
both.
you're blaming Mike
Okay,
McDaniel, who's worried
I'm
more
blaming both.
about getting. Think about this. Mike McDaniel's doing anything he can to get Tua back in the building, whether that means a contract or not, because he knows how
That's right.
important it is to get the team and his offense into time. He's trying
Is
to
Tua
get
any good?
everyone in the building.
Is is Tua
Uh,
any
uh,
good?
Whether
again,
Yes or no?
he had a good season the year before, John. He had a
Is
good
he
again,
any
season the year
good?
before.
Is he an
again. If
average?
Tua was
Wait
to
a minute.
get released,
Is
if Tua was to
Tua
get
an
released,
average?
and Mike McDaniel was to get fired, Mike McDaniel would have a job before teams even think about calling Tua.
No.
Like that's just the reality of that part right there. So
Yeah,
why everybody want to sit here and say, yeah, he attached his hip to him? Yeah, he did, because if he didn't attach his hip
he
to him,
did.
that would be him admitting that he didn't get his job done by not getting him signed.
Yeah.
I mean, I
He.
feel like they gotta give him another chance, bro. Just because they
No,
stuck
yeah,
that quarterback to him
that's
like
how I
that.
feel. Same thing
Now,
with me. Give
now I
McDaniels
want to
another
ask
chance.
you: is Tua an average quarterback? Yes or no?
I mean,
I say,
No,
bro,
I
if
say,
you
he can't
if
I'll
get
you
say
are
he
fired
is.
if
stating
he
this
goes
out,
0-3.
I mean,
Is
but
he
Yeah,
an average
the way you
I
are
quarterback?
say he's average.
the way you
He
are
playing
going,
like
you are the way
below
you are
average.
going, yeah, the way he is going with it, it's still helping Mike McDaniel anyway. Because even if Tua is below average or average quarterback, Mike McDaniel still had Tua in MVP conversations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. He
honestly,
did.
so you
That
asked the
that that
question.
was gonna help him though.
You asked the question, how does Tua rank as a quarterback? I think that's what you just said. He is
Yes.
below average. He's below
Yeah.
average. And let me
Yeah,
explain.
Thank you
he
very
I'm
is.
not
much.
hating. I'm not hating.
No,
But
no,
listen,
no.
No, thank
the
you very much.
He
let's
ranks
look at
as a backup quarterback to me,
yeah,
John.
yeah, arm strength,
Me
no.
too.
Mobility, no.
No.
Uh Accuracy, no. Which was supposed to be one of his super
Is
strengths. The
yes.
only thing he does is get
And
the ball out quick, but that's because of the design of the plays that Flores was the
so
first
wait a
one
minute. So you're
to create
saying
that
it's
system for
because of
him.
Mike Daniel's system.
That we've had
So
some modicum of success.
Mike
Yes.
Daniel
Right. So
is part of the
Flo
problem.
had the same Flo had the same system. The only thing Mike did was came in, took that system, and put some speed with that system.
That's it. He got the
Hmm.
talent with it, and then he emphasized the things that Tua did well.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
cause
Yeah.
remember
so
everybody
Yeah.
kept saying he ain't had no weapon. He ain't had this. All he had was water.
But
So I mean,
he
I get what
hasn't
everybody's
gotten
saying
anywhere.
about a head coach. I get that sentiment. But at the end of the day, like I'm saying, if Mike was to get fired, say Friday morning, and Tua was to get released, say Friday morning, Mike will have a job
Oh,
before Tua.
He showed
yeah.
real quick. He will have a
Mike
job in a
McDaniel will
New
have a
York
job
minute.
before Tua, before
McDaniel will
Greer,
have a job in a
before
New
all
York
of
minute.
that.
So
I
that's
don't
why
know.
I
I
want to
think
see
they
right
have to
now. I
hold
want to
on to
see Mike
Tua
McDaniel go.
until next season because of the money. I can't see
But
them getting
but that's
Dolphins
what
just
makes the
because of the
decision to
money.
sign him on that 5th year so egregious, though, man. It was such a
I know
huge
it.
mistake.
I
It was
agree
so
with
big.
you. I
And
agree with
then
you.
I don't understand why Ross
Oh my god.
didn't dead all of that and just say, look, Mike, don't worry about your job. You cool for now. Tua, you still playing on the 5th year. Kirk Greer, you know what I'm saying? Like it
Uh-huh.
should have somebody should have
Yeah.
put their foot down. Like I don't. That's just crazy. Like we're
I,
gonna blame
I,
Mike for pounding the table,
I,
but
Mhm.
we're
I,
not gonna
I,
look at the
mm,
other things that could have really, man. That shit is
I,
just weird.
you
Mhm.
know, Drew had that one season where he never had injured. I would have said, showing again that you could do that
Right.
with a full season without getting injured, and then
But
I'll pay you. And
and
they
even
didn't
in
do
that
that.
season, he failed. Even in that season, he failed at the end of the
Yeah,
season.
yeah.
Right, and
Hmm. I was just gonna say earlier.
even if that's the case,
Tua just not that guy. I'm
right,
sorry,
even
he's
if
just
that's
not
the
that
case,
guy.
like, bro, you've been in the league for what, 5, 6 years, and you only
6 years.
2 years worth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah,
not
you
that guy.
6 years and you only played 2 years worth,
And see
bro. I
now, see
cannot pay you.
this is exactly right. What you got here, Pete, with what Lewis saying. That's right there.
That's
That's it
why I ain't
right
want to
Let's
there.
draft
be
him in the
honest. Shout out
first
to
place.
Lewis. He said, let's be honest. McDaniel play calling has been limited because of
Because of
Tua.
Tua.
Tua isn't
Yes,
the
that's
type
what.
of
Yeah.
Yes,
quarterback that
Uh,
can
That's why I want
access
to give him another
McDaniel's
uh,
chance.
full
Same here.
playbook.
yes.
The
Thank
that may
you.
same
be.
here.
I'm glad we're on.
That's the
I
only
ain't
reason I want
listening
to
to
give him
none.
another chance.
I'm not. That's why I made this live. I don't want to hear any of this McDaniel hate. I don't
I
want to
mean, but
hear it. It's all.
it's
Some
been
of
like
it
that.
some of it is
But we got to
true
hit
to an
on
extent, but
somebody.
it's not worth firing him and not letting him get his top flight backup plan.
Um,
The man planned for something. Let him show us his backup plan.
Well, that's what the
No,
two of
but see,
them
Yeah, like
do.
it's just
They
but see,
they they switch everything off to
Well,
but
you
see,
see, this
here's
is a good objective conversation about who Mike McDaniel is relative to football and relative to the Dolphins. But that other conversation about the fans who supported signing Tua, that's a totally different conversation. And that conversation should reveal a lot of the mofos who we shouldn't be listening to anymore. As far as
yeah.
I'm concerned, anybody who went to bat and wanted to argue for why Tua deserved to be paid the extension, I got to look at them sideways when it comes to their football evaluations from now on. Just on that alone.
Right, but with the
That's true.
situation that but
That's
the
true.
situation that we're discussing with Tua right now, how it's going to be hard for McDaniel to do to let's put it this way: if we sat Tua down, okay, we're gonna put our eggs in the basket with Wilson and with Hewitt. The problem is that the offense is still kind of set up geared towards Tua. So what we might be seeing is a repeat of the past couple
It doesn't
seasons where we had.
matter. It doesn't matter. Are guys not wide open on that offense that's designated for Tua? Do we not see guys
Oh
left with
man, I
meat
see
on
a
the
lot of
bone?
guys
Tua
wide
missing
open.
wide.
Lot,
That's what I'm. So
man,
don't
are you
change
kidding me?
nothing. So don't change nothing. Guys are open. It's a pitch
Okay,
and catch system.
gotcha. I see what
It's
you're
a
saying.
pitch
I
and
see what
catch
you're saying.
system. If it
I
fails,
see
then
what you're
it
saying.
all has to go. But right
Mm-hmm.
now, Mike McDaniel has succeeded, and Tua has let us down more than Mike McDaniel has because what he's drawn up has worked. So
Mm-hmm.
keep it going.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying
Keep
now.
it going. Hit Jalen Waddle. Hit Nick Westbrook Akinis, who was open versus the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Hit these guys. They're open. If the
Yeah.
quarterback is
Yeah.
the one making the poor decision, whose fault was it Tua threw that interception? You heard Kurt Warner trying to blame Tyreek Hill for not running the route underneath. Whose fault was it that Tua threw his ball right into a defender? Another
Tua's.
probably just gets sacked. Another quarterback doesn't probably do that. Zach Wilson doesn't just throw it straight to a linebacker like that. There was
even
nobody
the play.
there.
He talking about he threw a two ball. You supposed to throw to Jalen Waddle. He was wide open.
Wide open. So that was a
Hmm.
safer throw.
And then if you ask me, Zach Wilson looked like he's the type of player who can, like you said, he got the legs and maybe he may be able to extend plays. And then I want to go back and look at the
He
the
showed he
the
could
two.
extend plays. Did we not see that in preseason already? when he
As
ran
far
for
as
the
an
first down
athlete
multiple
goes
times.
at the position, Zach Wilson has all the superlatives. He can
Mm,
move, he can run, and his arm is a plus arm. The
mm.
problem is the up top, his processing, decision making, etc.
Okay.
So
That's when I stopped
Okay.
watching Scar 305. I told y'all in this live I saw a little bit of it, and that's exactly when I stopped watching. When I heard Kurt Warner blame ran the wrong route. Oh, the receiver didn't
But
help him.
KP, let me ask you
He
this,
usually need
KP.
to cut it underneaf. Yeah, I ain't hearing none of that. Tua still threw that
Yeah,
K,
ball,
that was
bro.
stupid of
Good
Kurt
call.
Warner, yo. That shit kind of pissed me off.
well, KP, you think
what's
that
up,
can
Mr.
be
Paul?
KP, you think that can be fixed? What you just said with Zach Wilson, you think it's enough
Yeah,
time for
yeah.
that?
Unlike Tua, with Tua because of his limitations, repetition at this stage of his career is not going to help him. But the more repetitions that Zach gets, that should
Mm,
help him. Unless, and this is what worries me about him, is
uh-huh.
that, and no disrespect to anybody out there who has cognitive impairment, but
Right.
but Zach reportedly has a cognitive impairment. So
Oh,
we
okay.
have to see whether he can learn.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. I don't know if that's an issue with him or not. But it's been
Zach know
reported
about to
that
play in structure.
You
yeah.
know what I
He
like
like,
about football, KP?
he play
You know
out
what
of
I like about
structure.
football, KP? You
What's
don't
that?
have to know rocket science.
Yeah, you
Just
don't.
go play
You're right. You
football.
don't. You don't. But it does
Mhm.
take decision making. It does take critical thought. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like when defenses are trying to disguise stuff. You know what I'm saying? So these are the
Yeah,
areas that
yeah.
he
That
failed. And I don't think he failed at when he was with the Jets. But hey, that's not uncommon. He was a young quarterback. Not all
Right.
quarterbacks come into the league tearing it up. So maybe in a
How
second
old is
stint,
Zach Wilson?
he's very young. He's got to be 24, 25, maybe 26 at the
Y'all go ahead and
most.
talk. I'll look that up. I'll look it up.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Paul. That's that.
I
If we
think it'll
got
help
this
him better if
guy,
he work on his pocket
and
presence
and
too,
if it
though.
looks if he carries us to the playoffs, and Zach Wilson gives us our first playoff win in over 25 years, I don't know like the position we're in. What like is he gonna
Okay.
be like Tua and demand the biggest bag?
Zach Wilson is 26.
26.
Good grief,
He
he's
could
still
Wow.
definitely
young.
do a team friend. He could
Man,
definitely
this
sign
man
a
is still
team
young.
friendly. Yeah, he
Hmm.
could do he could have a two contract deal with the Dolphins. The first one kind of team friendly, help us get through this bad. If we go on that playoff run with Zach and we bring everything back next year with Zach, he has to do a Baker Mayfield team friendly contract. 2 3 years, 35 million a year. And then if you start shining, the next year we give you a bigger extension. If you bring it back, you run it back, and Zach has that opportunity to be our franchise quarterback. He has that opportunity next.
If Zach gets
And I
another
don't
opportunity,
and yeah.
I was going to say, if he gets an opportunity with us, a prolonged audition, it's not just for us. It'll be for every other team in the NFL. Just like I see the guy in the chat with the realist, he says that Baker was considered the same sort of bust, and that is very true. But
Mm-hmm.
consider Baker's route thereafter, right? He didn't go directly to Tampa Bay. He had
Mm.
stints at what Carolina.
KP.
You know
KP
what I'm
Baker's
saying?
route from the beginning, bro. From the
The
beginning in
Rams.
Oh,
Didn't he
college.
play
okay.
for the
The
Rams?
Rams, right? So
That man was overlooked in every college. He walked on everywhere and he just
right.
did what he
So
had
what
to
I'm
do.
saying is
He has
that
a really cool story.
when Zach gets a chance, if he gets a chance, he's gonna have to play for himself. He's auditioning for all 32 teams. He may not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily be like you got to understand, Pete. If another coach was to come in, like say the coach does get fired and they blow up the team, but Zach performs well in the rest of the season, they're gonna blow it up. But Zach will find himself another job with another team, and whoever's coming in is gonna want to build through the draft and get their own guy so that they can
Yeah.
train him
Yeah, I
from the
heard
ground up.
KP laugh when he
Yeah.
predicted.
Yeah, but here's the thing, KP. If Zach if he goes to another team, even if he blows up a little, even if they blow this whole franchise up, will he be able to? Well, no. Will he be considered a backup himself? I mean,
No, he's
that's
auditioning to be a starter again. He's looking for a
no.
second shot.
No, I
Yeah.
know he auditioned to be a starter, but will the
He was
NFL look at him as a backup? That's what I'm
That
trying to say.
depends on who picks him. If
See,
someone
that's the
gets him.
thing. Depends
That
where he
depends on how
lands.
big of a year he have, how good of a year he have.
Yeah.
a
Mm-hmm.
team like the Saints can look at him because they need a quarterback bad.
Oh,
Right.
Tua
The
hitting the
next.
mic right now.
Okay, let's say this. Let's say if Zach does well this season, right? Let's say Tua gets benched. Zach comes in and shows that he's starter quality, right?
Uh-huh.
Takes
The
us to the
next
playoffs.
level,
He has to take us to the playoffs.
and then they blow up the team in the offseason, right? What'll
Right.
probably happen is that the next team that signs Zach will look at him no longer as a backup, but as a bridge quarterback.
Yeah.
They will pick,
Okay.
and
I see what you're saying.
if he shows in that next position that he is, as talented a player as he really is, then
Mm-hmm.
people will build a team around him. Again, look at another guy like Sam Darnold.
Sam
Look at
Darnold.
Sam Darnold's journal. He went to Minnesota on a 1 year, right, to prove that he had something left, right? And he did that. He proved that he could. That in Seattle, he had so he found one or two supporters in the league, people who believe in him, and they traded for him in Seattle, and now he's out there, and that's his team, at least for this season. What I'm suggesting
Geno
is that,
Smith.
yeah, Geno Smith, same thing, same thing. But the most unlikely thing is that he becomes the Dolphins franchise quarterback. That
Mm-hmm.
probably won't happen, even if he has a good season.
Okay.
Oh,
So you think if he has a good season, we won't sign him? We'll probably say, "Oh, Quinn Ewers is
Nah,
the
not
guy,"
if we're
or Mike
blowing everything
McDaniel.
up. Yeah, if we're blowing
yeah.
everything up, we're blowing everything up. You know?
Is that means yours too? Is that what you're saying?
No, Ewers is on a rookie contract. The next
Yeah,
regime will
yeah,
probably.
that's a different. Yeah, if Ewers shows
Oh,
anything at all, he might be one of the pieces we retain. But those are gonna be the only pieces you want to retain. Young guys who you can still train up in your system. You know what I'm saying? That's what teams are gonna want to build, and that's if
Zach
they like
Wilson
you.
just has to beat the Jets and Panthers. He's not allowed to lose any of those games. If he does, you bench him. Period.
Let me tell you something. In the NFL, every year there's an inundation of new talent. There's new young guys coming in every year. So in the NFL, people don't get permanent attachments unless you are truly elite and indispensable. But
Mm-hmm.
you might get a shot, a second shot, and maybe one more shot. And if you can't hang in those three chances, you're out of there.
hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a cutthroat business, KP.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Yep,
it is. That it
not
is.
for long.
These
And then the
players,
thing,
these
Yeah.
players don't get the opportunity to say, "Oh, I had a
This is
bad
before I
coach.
did.
I had
right
this issue. This
now,
left tackle was missing." KP, the players don't get the opportunity to say that. Oh well, Teron Armstead missed 3 games. Tua missed 5 games.
right.
They don't get
From
that opportunity.
our perspective, though, we don't see it that way, especially if we're more casual fans, because we get used to certain players and names like Tyreek and Waddle.
Hmm.
These guys are once in a lifetime talents. So that gives us the sense that it's like that throughout the league. But really, on every roster, there's like 8 to 10 guys who are solid like that, and then
Mm-hmm.
there's another 10 to 12 guys who are like good solid NFL veterans. And then everybody else on the roster, this could be their last game at any moment. One injury, one cut,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it.
And you
You'll
know
never
who
see
that?
them
And you want
again.
me to tell you who I feel that is? If the season goes as KP keeps saying it, and everything gets retooled in the offseason, I don't think we'll ever see Cater Kohu in Miami ever again. He's unrestricted. He's a free agent. Next regime ain't gonna value Cater Kohu on this team. They're gonna just he's gonna be a
Yep.
free agent. He might sign elsewhere.
Yeah, I guess the term for it is role players. Most people they got to find a role on the team,
We
and that's
Yep.
the
already
way.
went through a player like that, Nick Needham.
Nick Needham was the same kind of guy. Absolutely,
Yeah, man.
absolutely.
Good grief. I like him.
He was
And
shout out to Nick Needham. I don't even want to say
But
it.
that's
He
what
was
this
overrated
organization
though.
does, though. This organization looks over the hardworking players that you can keep here and make a staple of. Perfect example: Jarvis Landry.
yep.
Mm.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um,
And the thing about Jarvis Landry is he was a dog. That man, he listen
yeah,
as a
he
wide
was.
receiver. He did not run no 4.3 no 4.38 or 4.35 or something like that. That man was
Nobody would run over
exact.
you.
He was a
Exactly.
football
Yeah,
player.
John. He was a dog, John. He was a
He
Yeah.
was
dog.
he was Debo Samuels. We had the Debo Samuels.
He
Love the
was a
Debo
type
Samuels.
of wide receiver you want on your team. And if most players had the attitude that he
Mhm.
had, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
On 3rd and 7, you give him a 5-yard pass. He's getting those two
yeah.
yards for the first.
Hmm.
And you can come up from him, he'll bounce up and like do like that Hulk Hogan brace
And you
thing.
know what was under? Remember him always with the one hand catches. Oh my God, he would
Yeah,
stress me out. Always trying to catch the ball with one hand. We get it. We
and
get it,
and
Jarvis.
he
We know you got hands, bro. Just stop it in the real game. We like it in warm up, but don't do it in the real game. He used to be catching one hand passes nonstop.
and see Jarvis was like that when he was at LSU.
Yeah, it was him and OBJ
Was it?
battling
Right.
with trying to have the best catches of the week against each other.
Exactly. They compete against each other. Yeah. Yeah, man. He
You
was
know
the real
why?
deal.
I
And
don't know.
I'm gonna bring
I
somebody else
bet
that's
you I
gonna
know
call.
why. I bet you they did it because they're going in the draft and everybody's looking at that and you know in the draft
I'm gonna bring up
it
another
kind of
player we should have kept. Now he
Shout
wasn't.
out
We
to
didn't
Utah.
draft him or nothing, but we should have kept Reggie Bush here at the end of his career.
Oh, Kenneth, you about to kill me with that. You are absolutely 100% right. That man was just getting ready to get into himself when he was with the Miami Dolphins, and we let him go. That man, he was about to blow up. He was blowing up. Oh my goodness, Kenneth, you just man, good
Reggie
grief.
Bush.
You spot on, my brother. You spot on with that. Now I'm gonna mention another player, but some people not gonna like it. But Jay Ajayi wasn't all that bad neither. Now we got him because we got him in the later
Why did
round
we let
because
him go?
hold up because his knee is bone in his knee coming out of college. But that man gave us some good games, some good winning games, and he was released around the same time uh, um, Jarvis Landry was released. But I'm gonna say this about Jay Ajayi. He was a dog. That man
I'm a
ran like he had a chip on his shoulder,
fact.
even though
Well,
he had bone in his knee. Now I
this
know
how.
when he went over. Hold up.
Now
I
he
know
got
when
a
he went
Go
over
chip
to
ahead.
the
on his
Eagles.
rings for trading
I
him
know
to
when
the
he went over
Eagles.
to the Eagles, he didn't play well over there, but he played well when he was
He
with
had a few
us.
good games. He had a few
Yeah,
good
he
games with
had
the
a few
Eagles.
good games. And I'm about to tell you somebody else that we didn't even look at his damn son, but we loved the shit out of him. Orlando Gaskin.
Patrick, no, Patrick
He,
Surtain Jr.
Him too.
That's who we should
yeah,
have
But
had.
him. Yeah.
I just heard
What?
Orlando Gaskin on somebody's podcast, and he was saying how he came out here to Miami to try to let his son try out and play for tight end, and they tried to say we was going somewhere in a different direction.
Oh
Look,
my
look at
goodness.
all these years later now. This wasn't nothing but like 2, 3 years ago when he.
Mm.
Hmm.
Uh-oh. We lost Kenna.
You know who
Uh,
we should have never lost? Andrew Van Ginkel, Deshaun
oh,
Elliott,
good grief. Please don't say
Christian
that name.
Wilkins. Like, I don't care how
Man,
y'all feel about the Raiders situation,
listen, listen,
but I think
listen.
came down to either paying those guys or Tua. And it's clear we probably would have had one of the best defenses in the league, keeping Ginkel, keeping Wilkins, and Deshaun Elliott over
Listen.
Yeah.
Tua.
When it comes down to Van Ginkle, I ain't gonna lie. I was mad and I wanted to cry when
I
we
must
let
have
him go.
I must have been on something hot, boy. They kicked me out, didn't they?
No,
They did, bro. They
StreamYard
hit
does
you
that.
hard.
StreamYard does that, man. It does that. But Van Ginkle, and not only that, before he I guess he had caught wind that they were going to let him go. He actually asked that he made a statement that he wanted to stay with the Dolphins, and we sent him away anyway.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
that
And
boy
Kenna, I
made
was
me
letting
mad.
you cook. Kenna, I
He
was
said he
letting
was
you
going
yeah,
to
cook
take
with the
less money
Rondé
than the Bucks.
Gatson son, right? But you don't
yeah.
even look. We're gonna face Mason Taylor Jr., who obviously hasn't done much, but we should have drafted him in the second round. Jason Taylor's son. as a
Hey,
tight end.
hey, backwards Dolphin, what's it called? Van Ginkel said that he would take less money to stay in Miami,
Yeah, he did.
Exactly.
He did. But see, that
Exactly.
just
and they
that
still
just
let him
goes to
go.
show that really this organization don't know true talent.
They don't. But here's the thing, Kenneth. We do.
This organization just made sure to get guys that were willing to ride the tide with Tua. They questioned they questioned the players. Oh, how do you feel if the scouts by any chance said, "Oh, Tua's not really that good," they got checked off their board, I bet.
Facts. I believe that. I believe that. If you said anything about Tua within the last 3-4 years,
Three,
they
no,
weren't
just
bringing you
every
here.
draft. Exactly.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
yep.
Yeah, they weren't
Well,
bringing you here.
I'm gonna bring this up. During the draft that we just had, at one time, there was a quick mention that the Dolphins were looking at Shador Sanders, and they killed and when it leaked out that same night, they killed it real quick.
Yeah,
I
they
believe,
had to.
yeah,
They had to. But see, they didn't want that because Tua wouldn't have been able to handle Shador. Shador is a
mm-hmm,
talker.
mm-hmm,
Shador would talk shit. If y'all seen that a video clip of Shador and Cam Ward
yeah,
when they
yeah,
were
yeah,
just sitting
yeah,
there playing,
yeah,
Shador talk cold cash shit. And
yeah,
Tua wouldn't have been able to handle that. That's part of the
mm-mm,
reason why they probably stayed away from
yeah,
Shador with Tua ass.
exactly. Thank you, Kenneth. Thank
That's
you.
a good point. I never thought about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Shador would have been over there in practice. Man, boy, you suck.
Man,
Watch this.
Quinn
Mm-hmm.
Ewers is better than Shador anyways. If I'm being real, Quinn Ewers is better.
But what I'm talking about, the pressure that Shador would have put on
Put
him,
on
The
him.
pressure,
just
yeah. The
Yeah.
locker room talk.
like can't Quinn Ewers is not
Well,
going to put any pressure on Tua.
isn't that what you want? Is pressure? I mean,
It is, but this organization don't want Tua under pressure. He already panics on the field. You don't want him panicking in real life.
Yeah.
That, look, the evidence. Look at the evidence. Look how many quarterbacks done came through here since we had Tua, and you
Yo,
can't
Yeah.
we
tell
really
me
ranked
that not
32nd
one
power
quarterback
ranking team.
could.
Wow.
Bro, 30-second.
well,
I'm
I
sorry,
would,
Mr.
I
Paul. I
wouldn't,
just couldn't believe what I just saw, but on
So the
I
Pan-
NFL.
wouldn't be
so the so the
surprised if it was
Panthers
worse.
so the
No, no.
Panthers is ranked above us.
Bro, we're
The
32nd.
Panthers,
Yep.
the Panthers is ranked above us, and everybody in this motherfucking fan base believe the Panthers is gonna be an easy game. What the fuck are y'all thinking?
I said it's gonna be an easy game with Zach Wilson, bro. Things need to change. How are we 32nd?
Listen, I
I
don't
told
take.
y'all that
I don't
Carolina
take.
game gonna be make or break.
I hope
Don't.
the reality's sitting in with everybody right now. I hope the reality's kicking in
Hey,
right now.
Cap
Cap.
for life.
You
Everybody
speaking
said I was
100, Cap.
crazy when I predicted 4-13. How's that 4-13 looking like now?
It's looking like reality, man. That is.
It is.
It's looking like reality, bro.
Hey, I predicted an 0-3 start myself, so
Now,
I know I'm sitting pretty in my prediction.
you know,
I'm
I
just mad
predicted
my
5-12
prediction didn't
myself.
happen last week, but there's a chance
I,
it happens tomorrow. We might get Zach after halftime, guys. Another week of repeating that take again.
well,
So you
I,
gonna be right one time, ain't you?
I really feel confident it's going to be versus the Bills. Just as confident as I was it was going to be versus the Patriots last week. And you know what's
Now,
crazy? Liz came up and Liz says, "Why didn't Zach Wilson get the last drive versus the Patriots?" And it hit me. Maybe if Zach Wilson would have got the final 2 minute drive, we possibly would have won. It's a
possibly.
complete different offense. Everything switches up. They
And
figured out Tua. Now everything changed up in the most important drive of the game. Go Zach, go win it, bro.
and I want to say
Damn,
something
man.
about that. I want to say something about that A chain stepping out of bounds. The only thing I got to say about that is, if y'all so worried about A chain stepping out of bounds and how that was a disgrace, then that is not speaking highly of Tua. Because even with A Chain stepping out of bounds, you should be confident that Tua would have been able to finish it off from there.
It was 20 yards
Wait a
to
minute.
go, bro.
Wait,
With
wait, wait,
over a
wait, wait a
minute and
minute.
something
Ken,
left.
Ken,
all
you
he
saying that
need,
people are criticizing the A chain because he stepped out of bounds?
Nah, nah, yeah, nah. They were saying everybody is saying that like they leading up to everything after the A chain stepping out of bounds or what happened. Mike McDaniel not getting the play call in time enough. You know, just little bullshit when the initial settlement should be. It don't matter because we got Tua and we know he gonna get it done. The only time when you worried about all the little bullshit is when you're not solely confident in the man up under center. That's all this shit is about.
There you go. There you go. Somebody just said.
Well, I've said at the beginning of the season that I was wondering. I said this last stream, but I kept thinking that the way they set up the defense and all that, I mean, they got rid of everybody, and I'm going, are they trying to uh, uh, play down the season without telling us? Are they trying to go 0 and something? Without?
Oh,
Are they trying not to win?
John, you're thinking that Weaver's tanking it in on purpose?
Well, I
Whoa,
mean,
whoa.
the way
No,
they
no.
set up their
That was brought up.
defense, they got rid of their corners. I mean,
Is
and they're not
Weaver
using.
that
You're thinking
desperate?
this.
No,
They're not
Is
using
Weaver
it
their.
that
might not
desperate
be.
for a job?
Well, wait a minute.
It may be.
You
Is
said
Weaver
yourself
buying
that
into the clip?
Pete.
Is Weaver listening to the fans that he really thinks
Pete,
that he's going to be the interim
Pete,
head coach? He's wrong.
Nope, not just that, Pete. Maybe he's thinking about going
Pete,
to another team.
Pete.
Maybe,
You
And
maybe
even
he
he's
doesn't
thinking
have
said
a
about
good
another
look
one.
on him.
that
Right now, he's
that
allowing
It
30
could be
plus
either
points a
one.
game,
Bro,
bro.
he's
yeah,
probably saying to himself, man. He's
defensive
probably
front
saying
isn't doing right.
saying
The
to himself,
offense
Weaver
is
is
y'all ain't gonna
probably
do.
dropping.
mad.
Hey,
You know
hey,
No,
how
no.
mad Weaver
Let's
is at
let Cap
Tua
go
right
now.
now?
hey, they're probably saying to him right now, y'all ain't gonna do me like you did Bill, trying to send me to the Jets and be the coach when Bill said hell no. He's like, nah,
Y'all are
y'all gonna
really
make me the
scaring me right
coach.
now. Y'all are really
Right,
scaring
KP?
me right now because
Right,
now you know
KP?
what it sounds like. You know what it sounds like. Y'all is setting up exactly what the Dolphins always do. Go and get the name brand. Sounds like we're setting up to go and get Arch Manning. That'll be the next guy to fill up the seats just on name alone.
If the
Oh,
players can't get along, you
oh,
think the
Lord.
coaches are getting along, guys? It's a full tank job. It's a
Oh,
full
Lord.
meltdown, and Steven Ross is sitting back and laughing.
No, but I mean, that's the way it looked like when they were, did this, did this, corners. I mean, they didn't have any corners to work with. It's just, I don't know. I don't know much, but it didn't look right.
No, it don't. I
Something,
mean,
something smells
I'm
fishy
just
in
listen.
Denmark. Okay, let me put it that way.
No, listen. I agree. Here's the thing, and Pete, I know you. I know you don't like Weaver, but I'm gonna still say this. Now, with the past defense coordinators that we had, I'm not gonna lie. Last season, Weaver was did to me. He did well. But for him to drop off the way he did, that tells me that there's something going on that we don't know. I'm not saying he's dropping off because he's sorry and all that. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say there's something going on. I don't know what it is, but there's something going on for
I'll tell you what it
Something
is.
ain't
the way
right,
the
bro.
season starting
Something's
I'll
not
out.
tell you
right.
what it
There's
is.
something going on.
I'll tell you what it is, Mr. Funk. What
It's
it
probably
is
because he
is
has to keep his mouth closed. He's smart.
no, it ain't about that, man. It's about the fact that we don't have the talent, man. Last year we had Jalen
No.
Ramsey and Kyle Fuller at cornerback, Javon
Yeah.
Holland at safety. We had some legitimate players in that backfield, right? And my guy was just saying, right, John Featherland, he described
Yeah.
it like an expert. We don't got no talent in the defensive backfield, so that's going to shape the way a defensive coordinator makes the calls. Earlier, Kenny was talking about that. We're going to have to play zone. We're going to have to soft play, keep everything in front of us, and just come up and make the tackles. We're not a defense that's going to be built to be good
To win.
unless that front seven gets pressure and creates
Mm-hmm.
disruption and havoc. That's the only way this defense is going to. So we're limited. We're limited.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the way they set it up. Period. I
Mm.
mean, they got rid of all their good
They set
guys.
Tua up. Tua, you wanted all the money? Now pick up all the pieces.
I mean, it's the way it looked like to me at the beginning. That's just why I didn't have any hope for the season. Seriously.
And the
I mean,
way
you got.
no, go ahead.
I mean, you guys were talking about all the names earlier. I got in the car and I heard that, and I was like, didn't you guys think that something was going down once you seen the max exodus and everybody leaving once he got paid? Like, I've never seen that turnaround of amount of guys leaving an organization once he got paid. And then
That's a good point.
McKenzie
Good
leaves.
point,
On top
Cap.
of that, McKenzie said, I'm out of here, bro. I'd rather go deal with Cam Ward in Tennessee. That's like, everybody's leaving. You got the general manager helping the general manager leaving. And then now, all of a sudden, nobody knows who picked who. It's like, something's not right. Something is not right.
Exactly.
Something's fishy in Denver.
Yeah.
It's called rats off a ship.
Rats off a ship, bro.
Yep.
And that ship is called the Tuatanic. That's the name of the ship.
The Tuatanic.
The Tuatanic.
Hey, I can't believe this might be our last Tua stream, bro. Next stream, we might be talking about Zach Wilson, how he played in the second half. Next stream, we might be talking about Zach Wilson can beat the Bills after half.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I'm gonna say this real quick. The Tuatanic has hit the iceberg and it's already starting to submerge. So just like KP was saying, people are trying to jump off on them lifeboats. Go ahead, Cap.
They've been jumping off. That's what Cap was saying. They've been
since
jumping
2023.
off. Like most teams, they get paid. When players get paid, like Jalen Hurts, they kept AJ Brown, they paid Devontae, they just paid Saquon, they paid their O-line. They paying everybody over there in Philly. Those guys, when they lose guys, they're becoming head coaches on other teams. Our guys are looking for jobs.
Once I heard Big O yesterday say to me that he's rats off a ship with Tua, that told me all I needed to know, bro. That told me all I needed to know, bro.
Big O?
Big O said that yesterday?
Or the day before yesterday. The guy pretty much said, all the Tua guys that said to me in the beginning about Tua, bro, I was wrong. Get him out of here. I said, what? I said, what? He goes, bro, get him out of here. Trade him. He said, trade him, bro. I said, trade him? What are you doing? What are you saying? Who is this guy?
He never said he was wrong. I saw that clip. I never heard him say he was wrong. What he said was that Tua deserves better. This organization will never learn and never know how to grow a quarterback.
Nah, bro, that guy said he was wrong.
To me, nah, man, I don't know.
Well, look, come on up, Lewis. Look now, Lewis saying that Big O was lying.
Yeah, pretty much.
Big O is lying. Exactly, Lewis. And that's you see, Cap. You see, Cap. He said he watches Big O. He said Big O said he prefers Tua to be traded so he can do good at another team.
Yeah.
The only problem is Tua can't be traded.
I'm sorry, I
He's
was
not
wrong
tradable
or anything like that. He never admitted to being wrong.
No, he didn't mean to be wrong, but he did say that the Tua guys that said get him out of here in the beginning were right. And that's all I needed to hear.
Look at Raphael.
Yeah, but he's using the excuse that it wasn't built right. That this team doesn't know how to do anything.
You and I both know that you and I. Come on, Pete. Come on. You and I both know right now he's just pretty much it's damage control for him. You know that. He put his foot in his mouth, and now
it's like what Big O heard Mr. Paul. The Tuatanic is sinking, and it's sinking fast. And now the Big O looks and says, "Let me get that life raft. I need to save myself." That's it.
Listen, the Tuatanic hit the iceberg
let me
in
ask you, Cap,
2023.
if Tua gets cut, like he's more than likely going to be cut if he doesn't have to be medically retired. He's going to be a post-June 1 cut. What team is picking him up, bro?
No, I agree with you. I agree. That's why I think McDaniel.
What trade value does Tua have, Big O?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he's damaged goods. Okay,
that contract, Big O.
He's damaged goods right now.
Big O doesn't make any sense with that. He's just trying to create a narrative to ease off the Tua train. And I'm sorry. Those tracks are rolling. You're a stained Tua-neer, bro. Ain't no jumping.
Wow. Yeah. And it's still
And
some
he
more
called
rest.
Tua haters morons, idiots.
Oh
Really?
no, he called way worse than that, bro. But my
Way
thing
worse.
is,
What did he say about you, Cap?
oh, trust me. Look, like I said, I believe in karma, bro. So I'm not gonna go down that route. But I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. God
No,
don't
I
like
already
ugly,
took
bro.
it down that route. The
No,
That's
bus
I
for
mean,
stop
real.
ain't got no more bus stops left now.
That's
no
all for real,
tokens,
man.
no more tokens, no transfers.
This last stop, Cap. Pop off.
No, hey, for me, I think McDaniel, bro, if he really wants to try to save his job, bro, like you say, if tomorrow night comes to shove, bro, you bench him. You bench him if you want to save your job if we're getting blown out. If you know your job's on the line and you know the guy that you helped get paid just threw you under the bus last week, what move do you got next, McDaniel?
I put Zach Wilson in because look what happened
So
to
what
Zach
I heard
Wilson.
from Cap,
Don't Zach Wilson
so
have
what
2
are you
wins in
saying?
Buffalo?
My prediction is going to come to fruition?
Bro,
Tua is going to get benched for poor performance?
Bro, if Milano and Oliver are out, that defense for Buffalo better show up because if they get even remotely close that game, nobody's leaving, bro.
Oh
So
my
they need
goodness!
to
I
get
just
blown
remember.
up. They need to get blown out hard in order for them to make the move for week 4 against the Jets.
Hey, Pete, let me ask y'all a question. If we put Zach Wilson in with the injuries we have on the offensive line, because we got Bourne on one side, and then we have what's that other guy name? Is it Keon something?
Keon Smith and Larry Borum.
Right. So
And now bad
wouldn't the
hip
strong
Aaron
side?
Brewer. And now bad hip Aaron Brewer.
Okay, so
Yeah, I heard some.
wouldn't the strong side of our offensive line be in favor for Zach Wilson instead of Tua?
I mean, I think the offensive line, as bad as they see their tape is and how they can't handle a pure pass rush when it's on obvious pass
It
downs,
doesn't matter
I think
who the
it does
quarterback is.
as long as someone's mobile and can get rid of the ball and help this offensive line out. This offensive line needs help, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They need a mobile quarterback that can buy some time, evade the pressure, get back into a stance. If they do, because offensive linemen could get beat off a rep right off the quick.
Mm-hmm.
But if the quarterback is smart enough to bounce up, bounce to the side, give them some leverage where they can pick up their block again, maybe we can create something.
So
they're not getting any help other than Tua getting rid of the ball quick. When he can't, he's figured out on the first read. He holds it. He sacked. Bro, that sack he took by Harold Landry, let's be honest. It was a one-arm tackle, bro. A one-arm tackle.
Pete, I'm gonna tell you something. What they need, if I was McDaniels or whoever, I would go ahead sit. I would have had. This week here, these few days here, I would have been giving Zach Wilson some reps and what have you. Okay, I would be giving him some reps, and I would put him in with this game coming up with the Bills. I would, because like I said, you're dealing with a mobile quarterback with Zach Wilson. Okay, KP just pointed out his skill set and his weakness and what have you. I would be putting Zach Wilson in this game coming up.
And he's beaten the Bills, hasn't he? Before?
Twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
What do you have to lose? A game?
There you go. Here's the thing, John. Here's the thing, John. Even if we don't win against the Bills, I would still keep Zach Wilson. I would still continue using Zach Wilson. I'm sorry, I would. I would give him I would give him them reps in game to see if he can come out of wherever it's going on with him.
We can only go up from here. I mean, there's no going down.
Okay, look, I heard a stat yesterday that kind of tripped me out. Everybody's saying, "Oh, well, Tua got 300 plus yards and yada yada yada." I mean, I heard that 100 yards of those 300. Yeah, but the 100 yards of that 300, I heard, and this is crazy. This is a crazy stat. 100 yards of that 300 was A-chain yards after contact. Yards after contact.
Yeah, yak.
So,
Hmm.
I mean, he's getting hit, and that little guy is keeping it going, bro, and getting you yardage to make the quarterback. You know, they're padding the stats for the quarterback, but nobody's look. Now's the time to notice it now more than ever. So
That's the
whenever you,
same. That's the same thing I was pointing out to old buddy yesterday about 2023 season about all the yards he had, and I was
yak,
telling him Tyreek Hill had over 17,000 of them yards. So what does it matter?
it's yak. It's all yak.
Hmm. And
Mm-hmm.
then I'm gonna say this too, and Pete, you may not like what I'm about to say. I would I
Uh-oh.
would I would include um Ollie Gordon a little bit more also, so that we don't, just I'm
Oh,
not
hello.
listen. I'm not trying to be soft with A Chain, but I would include Ollie Gordon a little bit more also to take a little bit of the pressure off of A Chain.
They're gonna wear him out, bro. I'm
That
looking at
thank
it
you.
now. Look,
That's what I'm trying to say.
he's doing good. He's doing
Right,
good. Don't get me wrong. But
exactly. I
they're
agree.
gonna wear him out, bro. They're gonna wear him out.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Let's put
No Jeff
Ollie Gordon in there a
Wilson,
little
no
bit.
Jalen Wright, and then you're barely playing Ollie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey,
I only
Pete,
see Ollie Gordon on. I seen him on special teams and only on a couple plays on offense, and he wasn't even in the position as running back.
Pete, didn't
Oh,
me and you allude to that before the season even started that A Chain was gonna be the get the boat carries or the boat targets of this year if we was gonna even remotely be successful like that because the teams is worried about Hill and Waddle. A Chain was next up in line to look at what probably close to maybe 300 something touches this year.
1000%, Kenna. And the guy that just spoke and said that I wasn't gonna like what I'm about to hear, Mr. Polk, I was telling him this, Kenna. We were saying this. A Chain's usage is gonna go off the roof. I'm
no,
a
it's
little
not.
down on his carries, but it's
No,
gonna
listen,
go off the roof.
I'm not disagreeing with that. But what I'm saying is that if we want to keep him the full season, we got to get Ollie Gordon involved in some of these runs as well.
I don't understand why they're not using him, bro. 7 carry. I mean,
Me
what?
No,
Seven?
neither.
He had
I
seven.
don't either,
Seven.
actually.
They only used him what? Not what? I don't even know. 7 carries. Or,
Not
I don't
even
know out of
that.
the seven. It
Listen,
had to
Pete.
be 7, but it was 7 uses only. 7 uses. You only had time to use him in that game 7 times.
Listen, Pete. I understand what you and Ken are saying, but what I'm saying is, and I agree with. In fact, I agree with what I said. I want to see more A Chain, but I want to see more A Chain being healthy because if he keeps taking too many hits and stuff,
I
he's
heard
gonna
you.
get dinged up. That's what I'm
I know
saying.
what you're saying. I
I
know what you're
agree with what
saying.
y'all saying. Listen, I want to see him as a running back. I want to see them use him as a receiver. I want to continue
Right.
seeing that. But if we want to continue seeing that, we got to include Ollie Gordon in there. I'm not saying take for Ollie Gordon to take a whole bunch
That's why I thought they
reps
got
from
Ollie
him.
Nah,
Gordon.
nah. What
No.
we said we saying the same thing you said. We just said it earlier, Mister Pope, that
Oh, okay.
that this team we wasn't gonna do nothing but run A Chain in the ground for the simple fact of everybody is so keen on A Chain, like, oh, A Chain is good, A Chain is this. And we were just saying that in order for us to anyone be successful like last year, A Chain is gonna have to see the boat carries this year.
Hmm.
Which we was basically saying if you do that, A Chain ain't gonna last that long. He gonna barely last half the year.
Right. Right.
That's why I came in and I was saying I would rather see Ollie Gordon the first maybe 3 weeks of the season so he can get used to the NFL season,
Right.
get A Chain a
Exactly.
chance to heal more. Like that's what
Exactly.
Hmm.
that's just where we was coming from with it.
Right,
Right.
right, and you're right. We're
I agree
saying the
with that.
same thing, and I agree.
Yeah.
It's just that some people identify things faster than other people, and sometimes it just takes a while for everything to catch on. But a lot of people, well, I know myself included, we was predicting for the year to go like this.
Mm.
Mm.
Like I said earlier. That Carolina game is about to be a major game now.
Yeah.
And I was saying it. I was saying it before we even got to the 0-2 point. That Carolina game is going to be a make or break game this year. And look how it's turning out to be.
Yeah.
If they
You
lose to
know,
Carolina, bro.
and Carolina plays us hard every time we play them. So for people to overlook that sentiment of every time Carolina and Miami play, lets you know that people ain't been watching Miami Dolphin football for long.
Well, I'm gonna say this: you can't overlook any team. I don't care what. I
Yeah.
don't care if
We're
you're the top
32nd.
team.
We cannot
If
overlook anybody. We're lost.
you're the top
Where is
team in NFL, you cannot overlook any team because because the Bills got knocked off last season. They were on their way, and what happened? So you can't overlook any team. Any team can
who?
beat you at
Who is
any game.
Carolina's quarterback?
Bro, I can't believe we're last, bro.
Well, I can.
Well,
No, I
I'm
really
not sure.
can.
Cap,
We didn't do
I
anything the
don't
first
like it,
game.
but I can believe it.
No, I
This is
can. Yeah,
crazy, man.
and we're still going to be last. We're going to be last tomorrow, probably, if Tua doesn't do anything.
Yeah, we're the only game tomorrow. Of course, we're gonna be. If they had a place for 33rd, we'd probably be there.
Hmm.
0-3 team in the NFL, Cap.
God,
well,
yeah, no, we'll be the first one. Oh
Hey,
God.
Tua
well,
is gonna go on a 3-game losing streak right now. When's the
Oh
last
God.
time Tua? No. When's the last time Tua won a game, guys?
Oh God. He's
last
6-10
year,
right now. For the past
No,
15 games, when healthy.
but when's the last time he won a game? Anybody remembers when it was?
no, I really don't
That's a
remember.
good
Last season,
question, bro.
sometime last season.
That's a
Somebody
trivia
fact check
question.
that. So we need a fact check on that.
That's a
It's
good
a
question.
trivia question.
Oh my God.
I want to know when's the last time Tua got a victory.
When he got paid.
And sometimes
Yeah.
I ask myself, am
Yeah.
I dreaming? Am I dreaming? I wake up in the morning, I said, no, the Dolphins are not where they at right now.
This is our reality,
Yeah.
bro.
When
This is what I
Kyle
was told.
Shanahan.
That's right.
Hey, the
You
Kyle
could only
Shanahan
laugh,
favor
okay?
game. Hey, Tua's
Oh,
last win was the Kyle Shanahan favor game. The
Oh yeah,
49ers
the
were
fist
already
pump.
eliminated. They were already eliminated from playoff contentions last season,
That was
and the
when Stephen
Dolphins still
Ross.
had a slight chance.
Yeah,
What
that
a
was
favor game.
Garfinkel and Stephen Ross with the fist pump. After the
Oh.
game, you see them celebrating, getting eliminated. That's crazy.
wow.
No,
Oh.
the 49ers were eliminated before the game started.
Yeah, no, but they were celebrating like we were really gonna do something. I'm like, bro, we haven't done jack. Why are you fist pumping? And then they put that on the elevator, bro. They put that on the outside of the elevator.
Mm. Wow.
So Tua, the week 14 was Houston, and Tua lost, and that's where he got hurt. Right? We didn't see him again after Houston. So
Week
Tua
14. Wow. Oh. So three games before the playoffs. We
6
haven't
games.
seen it. No, he said week 14, right? Didn't he say week 14?
Well, when we
Am
played
I
the Niners
Yeah. When was the last time he won? You said week 14, right?
against the Niners.
Last. Yeah. There's only 17 weeks in the season.
Yeah, so do the math. The past 5 games, when he started, because he didn't even finish those games, right?
I'm sorry. So right now, Tua is
No.
0-3,
No.
right? He's 0-3
Yeah.
in his last 3, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, if he loses to the Bills, everybody thinks he's gonna lose. But let's say he loses. If he loses, because he has a chance to win. If he loses, though, he's 0-4 in his last 4.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. Good grief.
You see that stat you told me about with Barry Jackson in the fourth quarter in pressure situations, his record?
Terrible.
Can you imagine if Tua flops again? If he has a chance to beat the Bills tomorrow night, 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock, 2 timeouts, and he goes out there and just throws a blunder, bro. Just another interception.
Well,
On
Pete,
prime time.
I think the
If
only
he
way
does that, they need to
Tua
take him
has a
out.
chance, he better keep a couple of cans of spinach on the sidelines.
That's what I'm saying. Let me ask you guys. If it's in prime time coming up this Thursday, and then after that we play in prime time again,
Yeah, Monday.
you think that if we end up getting embarrassed, that they're going to bench him after being embarrassed on prime time, or they're going to keep letting it roll?
I think
That's
it's
a good
done,
question.
bro. It's
It should
over
be
with.
done. One and done.
The only thing if this is a shootout, like Kenneth said, it might go. If we go into a shootout, Cap, score for score, 35, 34, whatever happened, we lose, and Tua lights it up, we're just going to roll this into Monday night, bro.
Yeah.
Buffalo has to do their part and shut us down.
But if we don't get a shootout and they win, then I mean, if Buffalo wins and we don't get a shootout with them, then two is maybe done. I don't know. I don't know if they'll bench him or not, just because I don't know Mike McDaniel. Okay, or the
Monday
GM,
night game will be Justin Fields versus Tua,
but
probably. But high chances it's Zach Wilson, man. We can't keep dealing with this. We just can't.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, if you got backups, why the hell do you have them if you're not going to use them?
yeah.
Sunday,
Especially,
tomorrow night is gonna be like, okay, when are you going down, Tua? Since nobody wants to say it, I'll say it. That's what,
No, bro.
like,
Look,
when are you going down, Tua? Is it gonna
this
be because
is
of
what
bad performance, or are these
what
guys that
quarter?
are saying you're gonna get injured right? How are
this is
you gonna go down, Tua? Now it's
this
like
is
a
what
book.
scares me.
The book that I keep reading is it's either you're gonna get benched or you're gonna get hurt. Which one is it, and when is it coming? Please.
This is what
Now,
this is what's scaring me, man. The past week, and I notice and I analyze this stuff a lot locally. The past week compared to the past week, week one, everybody was going at him with the pit bull questions. This past week,
yeah,
nobody touched him. Nobody asked him anything about the interceptions. Nobody asked him anything about the just anything negative. So my thing is, they know, especially during the game when they were drowning out the freaking crowd noise because they didn't want anybody to hear what the crowd was saying.
All them
So you
boos.
get that, plus you get all this other stuff happening now, like they're telling the media, "Hey, lay off, relax. You're gonna affect him." I think that's what's happening. I think he's starting to feel the pressure more and more. And my thing is, and I've always said this before, bro. Pressure can either bust pipes or make diamonds. What
There you
scenario do you
go.
think we're in right now?
There you go.
yeah.
Do you think
And
we
and,
got a
and they,
diamond in the rough, or do you think that when we got
No,
the guy under center is feeling the pressure?
he's gonna crumble. He's feeling the pressure. That's just why he made those interceptions this last week.
So if he's feeling the
So
pressure
early
and
in
we
the
see
game.
it, and the media's trying to cover it up for him so he doesn't get affected with his psyche, and it does, and if it ends up not working, do you think they're gonna keep just? I mean, bro, sooner or later, when is enough enough?
I hear you, Cap.
I
And Cap,
hear.
Thursday night
just to let y'all know.
is the night we
Just to let y'all
will
Thur-
know.
see Zach. He lights
Yeah.
up with an attack. I can't wait,
Mm.
man. I'm ready for the
I,
backup.
Hey,
I was ready for Skyler. To
I
me, it
I
seems like it's
really think
eternity. It's never
hey,
coming, bro.
hey,
What's
if
Cap, were
we
going
you at the game,
on?
Cap?
lose
Cap, were you
Thursday,
at the game?
I believe Mike McDaniel will be fired.
What happened, Mr. Pope?
Were you at the game, Cap?
Nah, hell no, bro. I refuse
No.
to give these people one
Oh,
more
oh no, no,
cent
no.
of
I
my
hear
money,
you.
bro.
No, I was asking for a reason because see, I talked to a friend of mine yesterday who was at the game, and you were
Mhm.
saying some things that are exactly spot on because he was saying that there were more boos and let's just say bad words being said than what they would allowing us to hear. And if you watch the game, they didn't really show the fans that much. They were mostly showing the sidelines, and the reason for that is because there was a lot of bulls going out. It was just bad. It was just a bad
Mr. Poe,
situation at
they didn't want to show the 300 level. You didn't notice that
right.
either? They didn't want to show any of the empty seats. They didn't want anybody to hear what was being said in there. So that
Exactly.
tells you who you're dealing with. That tells you that tells you who you're dealing with. You're dealing with something bigger than us, man.
Exactly.
What's the 300 level? In the middle of the field? Because when they did scan the stadium, I did see some empty seats. I
No,
mean,
it was a lot
I
of
saw a lot
aqua.
of empty seats.
There was a lot of aqua, or whatever you want to call it, teal, whatever the hell it is. But there was a lot of blue.
Teal. Yeah, teal. Okay, aqua teal. Okay.
And they didn't show it. They didn't show it that much, John, because when I was watching the game on TV, every now and then they'll scan the stadium, but not much. They were mostly showing the sidelines.
Yeah, you didn't notice when they were showing the touchdowns being made. They were just showing the people in the booths in the bottom level. They were not trying to go up. They were not trying to go up.
Right.
Exactly.
And then you hear
We need
McCarty.
Tua out of here, man. We need someone to light a fire in this squad, man.
But who is it? They won't let Tyreek do it, because if Tyreek do it, it's like he's too provocative, too controversial. But the guy's making 100 yards a game, bro.
I've been telling y'all who it is. It's gonna have to be Zach Wilson or Quinn Ewers. One of them have to go out there and play ball, sling that ball. Y'all saw Justin Herbert throw it a Quinn shot. The receiver Johnston.
Bro,
come on, man.
Don't even mention Justin Herbert, bro. You mention Justin Herbert from here on out, bro, you're gonna piss off a lot of people, bro.
Hey, do you know? Do you think they could take Tua out and say he has a concussion and bring
Justin
Zach
Herbert.
in?
Oh my God.
Or Ewers, or both of them? Switch them up. Would you think that?
You got to pick one. You can't have two, because if you got two, you got none.
Well, okay, Zach, or it doesn't matter. Okay, either one.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see him. I mean, if Tua goes real bad, I could see him pulling him out and checking him in the tent and saying he's got a concussion.
I mean, if the philosophy for McDaniel is crap, if he's gonna struggle the first half, I'm putting in Zach the second half. That way I can see what Zach has. Then you got the reason to put in Ewers in the other game coming up if you let Zach get a half. But if Zach does good, then you got a scenario where you got to roll out with Zach.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't, that's when you open up the scenario you played out. Then you have to play Ewers if he doesn't play good in the second half.
Right. Yeah.
I can't believe we're to this point, bro. I can't believe we're even talking about it.
Cap, I can't believe we play tomorrow night. I'm so happy it's a short week. I am so happy it's a short week. I don't even care that we don't got a game this weekend. I am so happy it's on a short week. 0-2, sitting this bad, 0-3 is probably never going to feel so good. I want to know what's going to come after. I want to know how bad it is, because it's just I'm ready for it. We've been ready.
We technically will be in last place if we lose.
You know what, Pete? My thing is this: let's go ahead and get it over with.
So they call it a power ranking, but if we lose it, we're going to call it the no power ranking.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, what if we're going into halftime tomorrow night, 24-3?
Who?
What do you do as a coach?
I'm gonna tell Josh Allen, bro, and what's the coach from over there in Buffalo? Run it up, bro. Run it up.
Hey Pete, look what Lou's saying in the chat.
What is it saying? I don't know.
Yeah, or that. One or the other. I mean, we wouldn't want it to happen, but it's looking like it's going that route.
No, and he also said that Greer wouldn't let McDaniels take him out unless he got hurt.
So my thing is, bro, Like at this point, are you going to get more guys? Like, if you're Greer, are you going to get more guys on 1-year contracts to help us out now? Or are you just going to be like, nah, just let it go. This is what it is. Like, I mean, is there anybody that wants to come here?
Nah. Next year, I could hear Greer and McDaniel saying, and sitting next to Stephen Ross saying, the 2026 season will be our chance to look for our franchise quarterback.
Oh,
We're
he's going to
go
sell him?
out. Last year, we made a mistake. We thought top flight was the route, but Tua is not salvageable. He got hurt again. We're looking for a top flight, elite franchise quarterback now. And we're running it back 2026 with McDaniel and the gang, guys.
Let's say without Greer.
Definition of insanity, bro.
Without Greer.
Definition of insanity.
Yes, it is. This is crazy. Crazy.
Mike McDaniel, 2026. We running it back.
No.
I don't think the NFL would let it happen, bro. I think the NFL would step in and be like, "Yo, what the hell's going on over there?
I don't know.
Get your house in order. What the hell's going on over there, Ross?"
Sometimes I think the NFL got it in for the Dolphins.
What are the Bengals fans saying about Joe Burrow? Are they saying fire Zach Taylor, cut Joe Burrow? What's going on in Cincinnati?
They won with their backup.
Oh, that's right.
Who was their backup?
Who was that backup name?
Browning.
Browning, right here, and he looked good too.
Browning looks, bro. Last year he looked good. This year he looks good.
That's a good grief.
Yeah, we never played our backup, did we? So we don't know.
Oh God,
this is crazy. This is crazy. Cap, all my years, man, I've never seen nothing like this before.
I've never seen anything like this.
You know what? After Thursday night, I'm gonna look at the draft board. We will currently be having the number one pick.
Not only that, you better look at coaches.
We cannot screw this spot up. Once we're there, we stay there.
Week 2.
You need to look for coaches.
Once we're number one, let's say the Jets lose like they're gonna lose Sunday. If they take the number one spot, then we keep trying. But once we get to number one,
wait a minute. The only way they could lose is they would get less points than we do. If we put up less points than they did, we're still below them. Okay. Right now,
John, what is your optimism for tomorrow night's game?
I don't have any.
Pete, who is that?
It's not very good. Not very good.
Who is sellers that Lewis is talking about in the chat?
Which one? What happened?
Lenore Sellers. He's a mobile quarterback. He's fast, almost like Lamar Jackson, freak athlete, Mr. Park.
Oh yeah,
nice strong arm.
What school is that?
Where's he at?
I'm trying to remember the school he's at right now.
Rafa, I'm gonna send you trade offers. I see you in the chat, bro. You press accept.
Get up here. Is that what he said?
Yeah, because I want to try.
So
I want to try to look at this guy sellers that Lewis talking about, because I do watch college football on Saturdays. So.
I haven't, bro. I don't know nothing about nothing, but the fact that we're talking about it week 2.
Oh yeah. He came from where he came from where Cam Smith came from.
Oh yeah.
Where was that?
All right. So
Cam Smith. Where did he come from? Oh, South Carolina.
Is Greer tanking for Sellers?
I don't know.
If I was Ross, I said, look, y'all go here and get that man and sit Tua down, please, or get rid of him, something. Good grief. Go get him. Okay,
The
so
Buffalo Bills are vulnerable tomorrow night.
Yeah,
They
the
are.
defense is banged up, bro. And it's a
Yep.
Thursday night game. Those Thursday night games always are fluky, bro. I stay
Short
away
week.
from them. I don't touch them.
Yep. Short week. Josh
Oh
Allen got a little
man.
banged up last week.
Who are the Jets playing?
The Jets are playing Tampa Bay.
Wow.
Oh,
Baker
bummer.
Mayfield got a little banged up.
woo, boy, just about to run up on the buzzsaw.
Jets are 0-3, right? They're losing to Tampa.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
well,
talking about. The Jets about to run up on the buzzsaw.
Tampa's playing good football, bro.
Exactly. What I just seen with man.
And
Like I said,
Jacksonville, for as everybody makes fun of that coach, they're averaging more than 20 plus points a game.
Jacksonville.
Yeah. So you got the Florida teams besides ours that are pretty much they're surpassing us, man. And if the Patriots
Jacksonville is
surpass us,
1-1,
bro,
right? They're 1-1, right?
I
They won
said
a
this to
game.
Omar Kelly.
Trying to
I
remember.
said this to Omar Kelly last month. I said, bro, if the Raiders and the Patriots surpass us, do you think we have a right to be more vocal now? And he was like, yeah, sure, of course. I'm like, okay, so the Raiders are right now 1-1, and the Patriots right now are 1-1. That's not a good start.
And are we 0-3, Cap?
We're about to be.
hey,
And
hey,
and the reason
Everybody's
I say
already
that,
assuming we're 0-3. We're not even
the reason
0-3,
I
but you
say
can
that,
safely say we're 0-3. It's
the reason I say
Buffalo.
that too is because look, I want to be able to hedge my bet with this one because I would want us to win, you know that. But if we don't, bro, either way, bro, it's like right now this game, we need to win it. But if we don't win it, bro, I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
hey, Pete, this guy, Lenore Sellers, he's 6'3", 240 pounds.
Yep, and he's fast. He's mobile,
Yeah,
strong arm.
How
I
Has
tall?
a
got
nice little throw. But we'll
I
see
got
what
somebody.
they do.
6'3", he
We'll
said.
see what
Six,
we'll
six
see
three?
when we're there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6'3", 240 pounds.
That's
Bro,
about size
somebody that can
Dave Marino,
look
isn't it?
over the line, bro. I don't need my quarterback saying I have a problem looking over the line and that I'm not here to be a leader and I'm not here to be like
Exactly.
the equivalent of Josh Allen. Like, I don't need to hear all that crap, bro. I really don't.
I hear you. I'm with you on that.
Bro, the guy said I can't do half the stuff this guy does, playing around, whatever, the way he said it. You don't say that, man. You don't say that. You can't look over the line. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, you don't say stuff like that, bro.
Hmm.
I mean, you can say it if you want, but you're open to criticism afterwards if you do say it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Sellers runs a 4.5, a 4.45 in the 40.
Oh. So it's usually what 4.4, 4.5 is okay, right? 4.3, 4.2 is like Lamar, right?
Yeah, when you talking about
So
4.3, you talking
he's a
about
real
Lamar.
mobile quarterback.
You talking about A-chain speed. If you talking about 4.3,
Interesting.
And with his size, he could do the tush push. Only they may
well,
they may get rid of that next year. That tush
that's
push.
the talk I'm hearing, John, that they they thinking about getting rid of it. I mean, if it was my choice, if it's not, well, no, I had to do more research on the push test. But they
But you
said,
got
yeah, they
people,
might get rid of it.
you got other teams copying it now. Like you saw they did that to us last week. I mean, you saw Drake may do it. So they're
Yeah.
using it. So they don't want people to use it, but they're copying the Philly tush push now.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's copycat league. You know.
Yeah, cause look what happened when we came up with the Wildcat. Y'all remember when we came up
Yeah.
with the
Yeah,
Wildcat
yeah, everybody
with
wanted to do it.
Ricky
I
Williams and
remember
Ronnie
that.
Brown, and we caught the
Yeah.
Patriots off guard with that play, and we beat them with that.
Yeah, it
Was it the
became a trend.
Patriots?
Everybody was doing it.
I remember we scored about 55 points or something like that with
No,
that
everybody started
Wildcat.
copying us after that.
I didn't remember who we played, but I remember we scored 55 points or so.
But that play is still around, you know.
Yeah, but you can't use it as often because everybody,
Yeah, everybody done
will
caught on
catch
to it.
on. Kind of like that caught on to Mike McDaniel's playing calling. Okay.
Yeah, but that's
Really?
because of Tua. That's because of Tua.
You sure?
Yeah, because you got to remember now, McDaniel is
Well,
limited.
I know too is at fault,
Yeah,
but Mike
Michael
McDaniel's
Daniels is
stubborn.
limited because of Tua.
Mike
So that's
McDaniel's
why these teams
stubborn, and Mike McDaniel doesn't change. Okay, even if you brought in a new quarterback, the play calling will be the same. Okay, and I don't know if it would be any good. That's just why I want Mike McDaniel out of here because he's so
no, I don't.
stubborn. He doesn't
Mm-mm.
change. He does
He
not
doesn't change.
change.
No,
I don't
John,
know
he
if he
can't
knows how
change.
to.
How you gonna change if your quarterback cannot change? If your quarterback is limited, then he's limited to calling plays because of Tua. You got a limited
Even
quarterback.
even
If your
his
Look,
quarterback
his
is see
even
what it is.
his backups could change it,
No,
right?
his backups
But
have
in preseason they had a chance to change it with the backups. He never did.
this is
because
what I'm
he.
hearing so far.
Oh,
This is
go
what
ahead,
I've
Cap.
heard. This is what I've heard so far, and it's everybody was trying to figure it out. But Joe Rose pretty much said it. Joe Rose said, "Look." He said it that I guess he said it numerous times to other people, but he finally said it on 560. Greer talked
Yeah.
to Ross and told Ross. Greer sold Ross on Tua last
Oh,
year and said, look,
oh,
let's make it
oh,
happen.
okay.
Let's make it happen this
Okay.
year. And if not, we'll see what happens. So right
Mm-hmm.
now, if Greer sold Ross on Tua and McDaniel came in after and vouched for him, I mean, that
Who's
right there
that one?
tells me that they're at the hip. If they're at the hip right now,
Yeah.
and right now they're rats off a ship with each other right now, that tells me that they're somebody's going to have to do something. Because you got two guys speaking up for one guy, and then that guy not making them look good. What do you think's going to happen?
Okay.
So my thing is,
Everybody
everybody
goes.
wants to say McDaniel signed off on Tua getting paid. There's some truth to that. But if we're finding out now what Joe Rose said, and Greer has a hand in that as well, Tua's making both of those guys look bad. So you can see
Yeah.
Greer and McDaniel probably trying to save their butts. You get what I'm saying?
Right. No, I
Yeah.
get. Well, I
I
get what you're
mean,
saying.
McDaniel can save his ass, but we don't know if Britt can save his ass at this point.
No, but my thing is, if Greer told Ross that, I mean, how do you repair that if you're the general manager? If you sold that to your owner, if you say, "Look, I'm vouching for him, and we're going to pay him," and it hasn't worked, what do you do if you're the owner? If somebody already spoke up for him?
I don't know if
You
you
fire
can
grass, you find another GM that'll get in here and work with Mike McDaniel, and y'all keep Tua out on his ass. That's the next move.
That's it.
Yeah.
That
And
sounds
hey,
like a good thing right there.
and there's another thing too floating around that Joe Rose was talking about. And shout out to Joe Rose and 560, bro. They've been doing a hell of a job the past 2 weeks with everything. A lot of stuff's
Yeah.
coming out now that wasn't going to be said last year, and it's finally being said now. So he also says that indoor, the players only meeting that they say Waddle was leading the charge in. It didn't. You know what I'm saying? It didn't work out all that well in the favor of like Waddle trying to pump up the troops. It got to the point where everybody was asking everybody, look, we all need to be accountable. We all need to be accountable. So he says to everybody pretty much that the quarterback is the one that spends the most time with the coach. So if the quarterback is the one that spends most time with the coach, what do you think they were doing in that meeting? So they were grilling everybody, but when they were grilling everybody, it came back to the quarterback. And
Oh
I'm
yeah.
telling you right now, the way Tua was at the podium when they were talking about that meeting, and he said that Waddle brought it up, and he stayed quiet after that. That tells me that they were trying to hype up everybody, him and Waddle, because they're the only two there that never lost before. So the two guys that never lost before were pretty much trying to tell everybody else, hey, we never lost. You guys need to, start playing better. Those two guys ended up getting the whole team against them and said, bro, why don't you guys start playing better? You got one wide receiver that's constantly getting hurt, and then the other quarterback's constantly making mistakes, but blaming everybody else. So I'm pretty sure that players only meeting came back to a whole full turn on them. So if you got Joe Rose saying that, who's the head of the Miami Dolphins mouthpiece when it comes to games on the radio,
Yeah.
how far off are we? We're not that far off at all.
So I was basically right when I said Mike Pedano and Tua are tied to the hip from the very
Yeah, they are
beginning.
now.
Well, I said from the beginning, even when he was up in the airplane when they first hired him, he said, "I work with this. I could do it."
Let me ask you this, John. John, let's say you and me got a job together, John, and I helped you get promoted to a new position, right?
Right.
So I'll help you get promoted to a new position, but then you start to notice that you don't like what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you see that when the guy you helped get a promotion ends up telling you, hey, bro, you're not doing your job right, bro? How does that make you feel?
It wouldn't go good. Yeah. I understand
Exactly, Cap. Exactly. So that's why I said it's not McDaniels, it's Tua and Greer. Those are two that need to go. Tua and Greer.
At this point, Mr. Polk, I don't know nothing about nothing. I don't know nothing about nothing, but if it gets worse, blow it up. If it gets worse. If it gets worse, I don't even want to remember this regime.
Yeah. If it gets, I'd blow up everything. Mike Pedano, Tua, and Greer. Get them out. And just
because I'm tired of doing rethreads, bro. I'm tired of like keep this guy and get that guy or get that guy and keep this guy. Nah, bro, I'm tired of that crap, bro. And the time that we did blow it up, we won the division the first year. As much crap as anybody wants to talk about Ireland and Parcells, when they blew it up, they won the division the first year. So I mean, if we can blow it up, what makes you think we can't do any better, bro? We won't know until we try.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, well, you have to have patience. Man, it's been 6 years. Patience fills hospital beds, bro.
And we're not getting any younger.
I like that. I like that one, Cap. That was cool.
It's true,
this is
bro.
The only Cap.
Well,
this is the only fan base that will accept the quarterback learning how to fall as an off-season maneuver.
I didn't even bring the opera. Completely forgot that, bro. Who else does that shit, bro? Who else does that?
This fan base caped up for Tua. These loud, proud Tua-neers. Tua learn how to fall, guys. Don't worry, he won't
had to
bounce.
take karate lessons to learn how to fall, right?
He learned how to do kung fu jiu-jitsu, and then he learned how to throw a ball from Nick Hicks, and he learned how to do this from John Beck. And now they're saying that Nick Hicks is gone and John Beck is gone. So it's pretty much Tua and the Dolphins training staff. So what does that tell you right there?
Guys, we will be live tomorrow evening, or regardless, I'm going live post-game. Halftime, post-game, we will be live. We will be back at it. Thank all of you today, this afternoon, Wednesday. Appreciate you guys' time. Cap, Mr.
Great panel, guys. Great panel.
Yeah.
Great show. Great
John,
show.
you're the best, bro.
Good time.
Liz, I love the energy all of you guys brought. Everybody else that tuned in, the chat, all of you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a blessed day. Catch you guys tomorrow night, man. Fins up.
Take care, everybody.
Take care.
Fins up.
Take care, everybody. Fins up.